get 'em, Jimmy. Where low shack at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack, and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
All right, welcome in. Lovely technical difficulties to start the show, but we're here. It's nice to see everyone. Don't know why the app crashed and ended the stream there, but it was all right. We're here now, and we're ready to go, rock and roll. It's nice to see everyone in the chat. Apologies for that. We'll get everyone that was over there over here now, but it was great. Rembos, thank you. That was a great 8 seconds of airtime there. I got a good laugh out of that, and I'm sure Mr. Gokster did as well, who experienced that with me. It was very fun. But it's nice to see everyone in the chat now. Glad we've got things rocking and rolling now. Nasty Nate in here. Yeah, who knows what happened there? I couldn't tell you, but we're live now. We're good. And yes, Jimmy does indeed have a little cold, unfortunately. He's got a fever stricken, so hoping for the best for Jimmy. Let's never forget this moment either.
Shout out to Sharpie real quick. I know I shot him a message. I hope he's feeling better, my man.
Oh, what happened?
He's okay? Doing well.
He's got a little
cold? He's fine. I think so. Yeah, he's just a little. He's good. I think so.
Got a little sore throat, Sharpie?
I think it was more than that, but I think he's doing good. Hope so.
Fuck, man, that still kills me. Shout out to you, Nate. Shout out to Pete there. Appreciate you guys all for jumping over here. Tim Montana, Ian Shaber, Serious Business, Sharon Pullian. Got a little stacked play of the day from Justin McElvey. Thank you, Justin. Vermont -8.5 there. Shout out to you, Real Deal Prime. Yes, Mike, fastest show in history. 9 seconds there. Oh, man. Jay Smooth Balls play of the day. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you for dropping that. Tori Coker in here as well. Bob Harvard, Ian Shaber, Real Deal Prime, Swiggy, Nate Dogg. All right, let's get right after it, guys. There's not much time for fucking about today. We've got 30 games to break down. We've already fucked up one stream, so let's try not to fuck this one up somehow. So let's get right after it. Let's bring on our first guest here. Hockey talk. Always love hockey talk with this individual. And when this guy comes to San Antonio, he's the talk of the town. The ladies love him. They can't get enough of him. And he's a good golfer. What's not to love about this guy? Mr. Gokster joins the program. Gokster, how are you doing?
Hey, that's probably one of the best intros I've had compared to the normal Belleville from Jimmy. So thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. Can't wait for San Antonio. -20 something like that is today. It's awfully cold, so can't wait to get into the warm weather and golf with you guys. So let's get after this hockey card though. We got a juicy 12-game slate. I got 7 picks, and let's get after it, guys.
Let's get after it indeed. I cannot wait to do so. Gokster, before we do, how has the gambling been for you this week?
This week, not too bad. I've been taking it easy. You know, we didn't have the show on Tuesday, so didn't have too many bets, but not too bad. On this show, I'm up, I think, a couple 0.4, but then on Low Shack show, had a rough couple weeks, so I'm looking to bounce back. But I really broke down the hell out of this card. Never know how to say that, but I'm looking forward to this slate here, guys. We got Ottawa playing. You guys know me in Ottawa. I love capping this team, so looking forward to it, Jose. Let's do it, brother. Golf too.
Yeah, the Ottawa Senators. Oh, well, let's get the golf out of the way because apparently they keep fucking like 100-1 winners left and right in golf. Apparently, shit.
Yeah, and if you guys saw the wasted management, not waste management, management, just a shit show there, Jose. Holy crow, people just passing out, blacking out left, right, and center. But who wanted a Canadian? All people there to kind of calm the waters. A Canadian, an old Canuck, Nick Taylor at like 100-1. So it's just been crazy. I haven't hit an outright yet. It's been really tough. I don't think many have. And if they have hit an outright, good on you. It's been a really tough start. But they're just teeing off now in beautiful Los Angeles at Tiger Woods' course. His new line also came out there, Sunday Red, kind of a funny name, but all spaced out too. He's playing this week at the Genesis. This is his event. I got a bunch of picks too, guys. Check me out on Gokester99. You can see the handle down below there. But got Sam Burns there, Jose. I got Justin Thomas. We got Adam Scott, who's won this twice. Zalatoris, who's close to coming back. And a couple other first-round leaders you guys can check out as well.
Well, beautiful, Gokester. Thank you as always. And obviously follow him on Twitter, Gokester99. Gokester99. Get all of his picks and good stuff. And of course, Gokester and I think we'll be hitting the links during Palooza. So it'll be fun. Gokester, you'll be happy to know. Shot a 91 the other day.
91? Out of B.
I was shocked. It was a good round.
What's the best part of the game, Jose? Just quickly.
I cannot drive anymore, so I have eliminated the driver from my bag, and I only go woods now. Just that's my best club is my wood, and I can hit it 3 times and get there on a par 5, and I just play like old man golf. It's a great time. But join us at Palooza, third weekend at March. It's going to be a great time. And let's get into this hockey. Yeah, it's a fun time playing that golf. But let's talk Bruins Seattle Kraken to start the day here, Coach. Seattle Kraken here. Low total as well. We'll talk about the money split for the totals here. And when we get closer money lines, we'll probably mention it there. But these higher money lines, we kind of tend to leave it alone. But 50-50 ticket split for bet percentages on the total here. 63% of the bet money on the on the over there. It's very interesting. 5.5, I guess, tends to lean towards over money, but it's tough for me. I always lean under on these 5.5s, Gokester, honestly. We have goalies right now, both unconfirmed right now. Grubauer and Swayman unconfirmed. Gokester, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I don't got much on this one. Decord, Swayman, 2 goalies that are up and comers here. I'll give you some numbers I have here, Jose, since the break. We got about 3 or 4 games these goalies have had. Both of these goalies, though, are 0-2. Haven't had a win yet, so it makes me think, they're due for a win, to be honest, because their save percentage, if you look at their sample size full year, Jose, you got a 920 save percentage in Decord, and you got a 928 in Swayman. That's home road split. So both these goalies, over 10 game sample size there. They're damn decent, and I can see why that total is 5.5. You got 2 healthy hockey teams though on each side here. I would lean towards Boston. 17-6, Jose. They've only lost 6 times in regulation this year. They're just a strong, well-oiled machine, I guess I'm trying to say. Just quickly, I just want to see last game. Yeah, they're coming off 2 losses too. It's going to be a tough spot for Seattle, who've only scored. They haven't scored more than 2 goals, Jose, since the break. So team total under Seattle looks pretty live here. If anyone maybe wants to take that, I have no action on this game, but I would be leaning to an under. Maybe just the way Seattle's been playing, against the Islanders, New Jersey, Philly, San Jose, and now you got a tough team in Boston coming off 2 losses. Bruins feel like to play.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting matchup. I don't know. I just maybe because the Seattle Kraken are new and I just never get a feel for them. But you're right. Last few games, 2-1 victory against the Islanders, and these are all on the road here too. So they've been on the road for quite a while now. At the Islanders, 2-1 victory. At the Devils, 3-1 loss. At Philadelphia, 3-2. At San Jose, they lose 2-0, and San Jose sucks dick and balls. That was before the break, but still. And then, for the Bruins, like we mentioned, they're on a 2-game losing streak here. You lose to the Lightning as favorites yesterday, 2 days ago now. And, it was a shootout loss, but still. And then you lose 3-0 to the Capitals, just disgusting. But it's coming off of a victory off the, Vancouver Canucks, who are God's gift to hockey right now. Well, you wouldn't know that from Jimmy. Jimmy is very calm, cool, collected, because I think he knows that they're going to be really good in the regular season, and then once they hit the postseason, they're going to get punched in the mouth and get eliminated in round 1. So we'll see what happens. But I admittedly have my guard up with this Bruins team too.
Yeah, Canadian team hasn't won the cup since '93. So, and just one quickly thing here, they lost to Calgary 4-1, and then they came back and beat Vancouver 4-0. Now that was a tough. After they lost to Washington, they lost to Tampa Bay. That's a much tougher team, in my opinion, especially with Tampa Bay's playing than Seattle's going to be here, who are, like you brought up, on the last game of a 5-game road trip. So more I'm thinking about this, I might have some action here on Seattle team total under and possibly Boston and like a money line parlay, guys.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we knew the goalies, but unconfirmed right now. So we'll see how they come out. All right. Shout out to UPK in the chat as well, dropping his action. Drop your Twitter in there as well so people can follow you. He'll tweet out some goal props. Rocco Rogers joining us. Ziggy Balls. That's a great name. Ziggy Balls on the under.
OG Ziggy Balls, man. Ziggy Balls, man. This guy's been around since like year one. Like, shout out to you, Ziggy Balls. I remember this guy from like 2018, way back in the day. So shout out to you, Ziggy.
That's a good name.
Yeah,
that's a good name. Shout out to Ziggy Balls there. Let's talk about the team chasing the Bruins, the Florida Panthers versus the Sabres here. And admittedly, I don't know what it is. I have a little bit of a soft spot for the Sabres. I kind of like the Sabres. I hope they do well. But they always seem to kind of shit all over themselves and shit their pants. They're 23-25 this year, not bad. But 50 points is still second bottom from Ottawa, so still not good. Sabres last 5 games. Let's talk about it. They embarrassed the LA Kings, and shout out to Jimmy. I know he has his to win the Stanley Cup bets for the Kings. I don't know what the fuck happened to the Kings. They were rolling, and then all of a sudden they've hit the shits, and now they've hit the shits for like 3 weeks, and now they're going to be sellers. It seems like so. Maybe that was the nail in the coffin. If the Sabres are doing it like that, who knows? I don't know how the Sabres are going to feel coming off of that game. Maybe they're sitting fat and happy for the last, day, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows? Now you have to play a Panthers team. Played yesterday, 1-5-2 at the Penguins. Shout out the Penguins there. 4-0 to the Avalanche as well. A really good Avalanche team. And then you beat the Capitals 4-2. I like this Florida team, and they're a scary team, honestly. And obviously, shout out to Owen Power. He's out this game as well. So I probably lean Florida -150. You can take a -1 here, but what do you think, Gokster?
Florida and Buffalo here. The goalie, Luke Hokkinen, guys. This guy's been unbelievable. He's had 3 games, Jose. Yeah, he's lost to St. Louis and Dallas, who are playing really well. Unbelievable shutout against the LA Kings. Now he's got a .943 save percentage in 3 games, even though he's 1-2. So I expect good things from the. He looks like he's going to be the future of this Sabres team. If you're a Sabres fan, Luke Hokkinen, he's well deserved, I think, to get this spot. He's 7-7 at home, but again, a .924 save percentage. He's proven it over 14 games there. No Quinn, no Power. You brought that up. And then Panthers, they are healthy, but coming off that back-to-back, I think they're going to be a little bit slower. That was a big game for them last night against Pittsburgh, Jose. They beat them down to. Pittsburgh just didn't look good. 0-0 after the first, and then 5-2 finish. So Stolars is going to go too, guys. This guy's been fine. Another strong goalie, 6-2-1 on the road, .928 save percentage. So both goalies above .920. You really like seeing that in this day and age. Stolars, he's had 1 game since the break. He lost that against Philly. I think both these goalies are going to have a strong performance here, Jose. And the line's actually moved since I first looked at it. It was 6.5 -110, now -120 and moving. So I'm on the full game under 6.5 with a strong goaltending performance, and the Panthers on the back-to-back, and a bit of a letdown from that 7 goal performance. That's not going to happen again, especially this Florida team who's healthy other than Lockwood. So give me the under here.
All right, under for Gokster here. Let me pull up all those odds because I fucking am a donkey and forgot to do that. But it's nice to see everyone in the chat again. If you were here earlier in the program and saw the 8-second show we had earlier today, so I'm glad you guys got to see that treat. Appreciate you guys for following us over here. And it's a beautiful way to give me anxiety at 10 in the morning here. It's great. So, all right, let's go. Buffalo under 6.5. Gokster. Can you beat a -123 for the under 6.5?
I'll take the 123. Let's take that live line, baby. And a real deal.
Actually, just kidding. I can give you a -118. Actually, Gokster.
Ooh, smooth fan, baby. Smooth
Even better.
fan. I'll take that. And real deal, quickly. Right. Sabres are going to go on a run. That's one of these teams coming up. I think they are going to go on a bit of a run. But yeah, the Sabres, if they're getting goaltending there, real deal, then they're going to start winning some hockey games. Just the Panthers, this is going to be a playoff team that I think
very much.
So yeah, low scoring game.
Yeah, you like Sabres money line here. So shout out to you, Real Deal Prime. I'll be thinking about you here today. And I'll even write it down. Real Deal Prime. Money line Sabres. Shout out to you, Real Deal Prime. So I send all these notes to Jimmy. So hopefully he enjoys that, Real Deal Prime. All right, Flyers versus the Maple Leafs. Yeah, shout out to Jimmy. Hope he's feeling good. I know Jimmy's not feeling great when he does not do 2 shows in a row. So hopefully he feels better tomorrow. All right, let's go to Toronto here. Your squad, Gokster. And, we have Samsonov confirmed for the Maple Leafs. Who knows who's going for the Flyers? Urson is unconfirmed. I'll give you the total. Oh, he's going?
Not confirmed, but I expect him to be going. I really expect him to be going. He's 3-0.
He's going. Gokster's going to break that news right there. He is going. Everyone mark that down. 53% of the bets, 55% of the money on the over there, Gokster. By the way, ticket count for the other game, 40% of the bets and 50% of the money on the under there. So you're in good company there. Bigger bets a little bit. So, Gokster, what do you have on this game?
There's big news with these guys, the Leafs. They got some injury bug going up north here. Luckily your boy doesn't got it. But Nylander, Marner, Tavares, they're all possibly just sick. Good news. They're skating. It looks like they are going to be in, but, coming off a bit of an illness.
Damn, so they caught a case of the Jimmies, huh?
There you go. Just putting one together. There's something going around in the big city right now in T-Dot. So, there's, putting one to go.
Fuck. Jimmy was hanging out with the Maple Leafs, it seems like. Damn, I didn't realize. He just got the whole team sick. Or maybe he got there, or they got him sick. Who knows?
It could have been planned out. Who knows? Yeah, maybe the Leafs go on a losing streak now. I was going to take Philly in this game, but with them coming back, I'm just going to lay off this game right now. Urson, the reason I think he's going to start, guys, he's got a .931 save percentage. He's beat Arizona, Winnipeg, and Florida. You got to give this guy his Barry Harwoods there, pat on the back, because with Carter Hart, he gone. So he's not going to be coming back. This guy
I heard he's a bad guy. I heard he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he didn't come off scot-free. I'm glad what happened. This investigation took a while, but it must just be, imagine that though, guys, just having this in the back of your mind, trying to play hockey. He was also on his contract year. I think all these players that were involved in this were on their contract year. And then all of a sudden it comes up. They just knew right away, probably they're done. They knew, like, all right, because who's going to sign him again, right? So it's good to see Urson. This guy's earned it playing in Lehigh Valley for a while. He's 8-3-2 on the road with a .919 save percentage. And looking at Samsonov, guys, he's 2-1 since the break, but an .893 save percentage. So he's very susceptible. .887 at home too. I would be Flyers or no play here. That's where I would be looking. I'm going to lay off this game. Injury report here quickly. Ristolainen out, Forster, and then I got to think of a new nickname for Hart here because No Heart. We'll call him that. How about that? No Heart.
Zero Heart not playing. So good to see that. Rocco Rogers thinks Urson's going to crash soon. Doesn't think it's going to be this game, but soon. So that'll be very interesting.
There's a lot of up-and-comers. There's a lot of up-and-comers quickly. Sorry, Luke Kokkonen and Urson, those are two guys of the future for both the Sabres and the Flyers. So, I like what I've been seeing from both of them too.
Yeah, I've never heard of either human being, so that's how you know there's a new hockey goalie, and I like hockey goalies. I do like them a lot.
Too, buddy.
Nate Dogg 420 likes Toronto money line full game over. And by the way, here TV saying I can't figure out Toronto to save my life. I fade them; they look great. I bet them; they look horrible. That kind of feels like the Toronto Maple Leaf experience, huh?
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Leaf fans are they're like the Cowboys. It's so sad, but true.
Is this the year?
Every year's the year. Every year's the year for Leaf fans.
Next game, let's talk Anaheim and Ghosters, Ottawa Senators. I'm just going to clear out here, Ghoster. I'm going to clear out. I'm going to just feed you the ball in the post and let you cook here, Ghoster. What do you have on the Ottawa Senators?
Well, I heard on the show there, my guy Bobano, he's starting to get on this too now. It's the old both teams to score with Ottawa Senators, guys. It's something that's just it's always it's never dry. It's always splashing. Korpisalo is going to start. Now you got Gibson too. I don't worry about Gibson, but Korpisalo, he has had one start. He was okay, 1-0 against Toronto, but 882 at home. Both of these teams are pretty much healthy now. There's no Sanderson for the Senators, but Zub should be coming back. Lenu, Zegras, Killorn, that's fine. They got their main guys, McTavish, back in this lineup. Quickly here, this Ottawa team, guys, they're playing good hockey though. Like, I'm not going to be fading them necessarily, but they're not good at just keeping teams at bay, like just holding teams, especially in the first period. And you got Ottawa. This is the big reason why I want this. Anaheim is coming off a 5-0 loss to Montreal just 2 days ago. They're going to put a good foot forward here against Ottawa. And then travel, don't worry about travel. It's like a half an hour to an hour to Ottawa. So both teams to score first period, plus 130. And in this game, I do think Ottawa, guys, I think there's going to be goals in the first period again, Jose, plus 130. And then looking at what Ottawa's done, they've had 2 games since the break, and they're 5-3, 6-3 against Toronto and Columbus. And I'm not too worried about what Anaheim can do defensively. So Ottawa should get there. So I'm tying that in with another play here. So first play is both teams to score, guys. And then the next play in this game is going to be Ottawa on the money line to get this one done, but to be over 5.5 goals. Anaheim should get at least 2 here. I expect them to get at least 2, and then Ottawa to get at least 4. So tie that together. We get two plays here, guys, at plus money for you.
All right. So you got Ottawa money line and the over 5.5, you said?
Yeah, plus 120. Sorry, Jose.
All right. And that equals plus 120 for the boy Gokster. So a little BTTS plus 130. And then that parlay plus 120. Very nice. Mike M dropping an interesting trend. Teams off a road shutout loss, 26-50.
So that's saying, Anaheim, and where you want to take a team like that is usually the first period. Just, you know what I mean? That's really where you want to take that. And Swig, good, just savvy comment here from Swig. Ottawa live bet once the Ducks score first. If that's the case, absolutely, that's something I would do if you can. That's a great point by Swig.
Yep, shout out to Swig, New Yorker. I learned.
Hey,
yes. Hope he isn't a Yankees guy, but shout out to him. Yeah, him and Loshak are like fucking close, live close to each other. He's been trying to find Loshak for years, but Loshak is a mysterious man, that Peter Loshak.
He's a beauty.
Next game, a hockey game. Colorado Avalanche, Tampa Bay Lightning.
You're right.
Great game. Believe, Gokster, correct me if I'm wrong, Stanley Cup rematch? Am I right about this?
Yep, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, look at me. I know hockey. Let's talk about the money line market here because it is a close market. 42% of the bets and 79% of the money on guess which side, Gokster?
On this side, I feel like it's moved towards Colorado.
The Colorado Avalanche, indeed, yes.
Yeah. Colorado
Avalanche getting that sharp action here. Very interestingly enough, this opened up. Let's see. I'm going to check out our friends at Bet Online where this opened up. Minus 115 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And as you see now, it's around minus 103 now for Colorado there. They were plus 102. So market is moving in their direction. Gokster, very interesting. Goalies here, both unconfirmed, but I would expect both of them to throw their number ones out there. So we'll see Vasilevsky for the Lightning, and then allegedly Georgiev. You have to say that with like a marbles in your mouth there for the Avalanche. Gokster, take it away. Great matchup here.
Well, who was the team that beat these guys? It was Colorado did beat Tampa Bay, so, and they're coming to their barn. The issue, guys, I'm having with Georgiev is he's just not playing that well right now. And they've been on this long road trip. This guy's had 4 starts since the break. He's lost 3 of them. Lost to the Rangers, Carolina, Florida, tough teams, and then didn't even beat up on Washington. They won 6-3, so he still allowed 3 goals. He's got an .895 save percentage. .895 was since the break, guys, and then .893 overall on the road. So he's not trending in the right direction. Where the other guy, we've been giving Vasilevsky some shit, but he's 10-3 at home. He's got a .906 save percentage. Could be a little bit better. Well, what's he done since the break? 2-1, .937 save percentage, beating Boston and Columbus, and then lost to the Rangers. So, and those were all on the road. They're coming back home. I know the line and all the money, guys, is going towards Colorado, but I don't think they're playing that well right now on this road trip. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in this matchup. It's, you know what? It's coming down to my boy Vasi. I think Vasi's looking like the Vasi we've seen before, and Gorgie, or Marbles there, we'll call him Gorgiev. He's just not looking that good, and you're on a road trip trying to get right against Tampa Bay. That's not going to work out too well. O'Connor's day-to-day as well. Power play, listen to this, 34% for the Tampa Bay at home. That's probably the next to maybe Edmonton. That's probably one of the best power plays at home, and they're 17-5 too at home. So it's not going to be easy for Colorado, who are 13-12 on the road. So I like this number, and I got minus 109 on Tampa Bay. It fired that before the show, tweeted it out as well. So I think Tampa Bay is going to get this one done tonight, guys.
Wow. Ballsy bet going against the market. Mr. Gokster, excited to see that. Gokster, Real Deal Prime has a question for me.
Sir.
Asking me what team has the most Stanley Cups in NHL history. The first name that came into my head were, hold on, actually I have a great
La plus grande franchise dans la histoire du hockey.
Where?
That one.
C'est bon, là, where?
Look at me.
Yeah,
look at me, Real Deal Prime. I know that just because it was like the Canadiens and the Bruins every fucking year for a while, and they would just beat the Bruins, and Bobby Orr would just be pissed. I believe that's how that went. So I don't know. That's my recollection of hockey.
Yeah. Okay. How about it, Real Deal? Yeah, well, good on you, Jose. Last time that was, though, I remember I brought up 93. That's the last time a Canadian team won, and that was La Montreal Canadiens. So 93 in our Canadiens. And they actually went to the Cup final. They went to the Cup final in 2020 out of nowhere. In the COVID year, they actually
did. Yes, they did. I remember that. Yeah, their team sucked dick and balls.
Yeah, Carey Price.
Yeah, they sucked.
So
yeah. Shout out to Carey Price. The only reason to watch the Montreal Canadiens, even though he hasn't played in like 6 years. And I saw him announcing draft picks and just fucking up the kid's name and shit, or whoever that was. So shout out to him as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Lower the boats for old Carey.
Lower the boats.
Let's
move on.
Lower the dose. It's too much. Whatever he's taking, got to lower it.
Oh yeah, no, I feel bad for the guy. Let's talk about this Kings squad here. They get embarrassed by the Buffalo Sabres. How do they not show some fucking backbone here and come back here with some sort of performance against the New Jersey Devils, who I know are good? You know, I've heard a lot of people chattering about how the Devils could win the Stanley Cup, et cetera, et cetera. The Hughes brothers, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why, by the way, in hockey, sets of brothers can magically find their way on the same team like this. Everyone knew he was going to be good. Why would you let him play with his brother? Of course, that would work out great. I don't know what to make of this Kings team, Ghost. I really don't. And we can check the market for this game as well. Closer money line here. And I will find it. Where are you? Show your face. No, we're not looking for the Avalanche. We're looking for the Kings there. Beautiful. Sharp money on the Kings. 28% of the bets, 64% of the money on the Kings here. I mean, again, how is this not a King spot, Gokster? Please tell me.
Well, it's never easy. It's just they're a healthy team, Devils. They got about 4 lines that can fire. That's the good thing for this team. The bad, another good thing is, to be honest, guys, Dawes has been playing well. Nico Dawes is getting the start here, not Vanacek, who's been Swiss cheese. Dawes is 2-0 with a .950 save percentage. He's looked pretty damn good against Nashville, Seattle, but in 5 games this year, he's got an .885 at home. So I think he's going to regress a bit here. But they're sharpened chopsticks, as our guy Jimmy the Bag likes to say. They're right near wherever the old, the neck is there, wherever the old artery is, right on all these Kings players right now, because they're shit in the bed so bad. Like you said earlier, they could miss the playoffs at this rate. I think they're sitting 8th, but what they've done, there's some good news, and this guy actually could be very well returning tonight. Victor Arvidsson. He's been out pretty much all year. I've been talking about this guy in the injured reserve and writing him down for months, but he's finally looking like he could be coming back. The beat writers are saying he very well could be going tonight, probably the next game. So that's going to be a big boost for this team. And they're coming off. I know they lost their last game, but if you look at what the Kings did do, guys. Where am I here? So many games, 12 games, eh? They beat up on the Oilers 4-0 and then beat Nashville 4-2. They just laid a damn egg against Buffalo there 7-0. That was insane. Talbot should get the start here. Now the only issue is I don't trust Riddick though. I really don't. That's an issue.
Old red light.
Old red light. You get a nickname like that, Jose. You should be AHL. That's where you're bound for. When this team was playing well, it was when Talbot was winning hockey games, especially on the road. I think this team's going to start turning it around here sooner than later, this Kings team, especially getting Arvidsson back in the lineup, one of their top mainstays who's been there for years, not one of these new guys like Dubois or who's the other guy? Guys they got from the Minnesota there. So short and sweet. Well, not short and sweet. That was a bit of a hum and ha. Talbot and the Kings are going to bounce back here, Jose. And also, I know there's some talking about their shows, guys. The Devils, they're ass in the first period. They've won like 3 or 4 games in the first period they've been up. They've lost 10 and tied the other 10. We're taking LA Kings in the first period plus 105, and then we're doubling down on the Kings money line plus 104. They're going to win this game after that 7-0 loss. And if they don't, 10-foot pole. Don't touch them.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Gokster. I'm betting the Kings here tonight. The line has actually moved pretty dramatically. I can get Kings minus 104 money line for us.
Look at their schedule here.
So you said Kings.
Yeah, they got.
What are your bets again there, Gokster? Kings money line and who else?
They got. I'm doubling down on the first period money line and then Kings full game. Kings full game too. But they got Boston next game.
Kings first period.
They got Boston next game.
Kings
Jose.
do? Oh, they're going to get fucking dogged.
Yeah. And then they got a back-to-back. After Boston on the 17th, they got to play at Pittsburgh on the 18th. So this is, the more you look at it, you got to get this freaking game against the Devils because it's not going to get any easier in your next 2. And then you finally got a big homestand coming up. That's where you're going to really want to bet on them. But, yeah, there's a big one for them coming off that 7-0 loss. I'd be highly surprised if they don't come out just hitting anything that moves tonight.
Okay, I'm going to join you on the first period as well. So Kings first period money line as well. It's at even money. Best number I can get us there as well. So let's rock and roll there, Gokster. We're both on the Kings, and if they fuck us here, never again. Never again. I hope they sell. Yeah, I hope they sell. Get them out of here if they do. Next game, the let's play it again. Billy Friedrich wanted it. Now we're talking about him.
La plus grande franchise dans la histoire du hockey.
Holy jeez, he sounds like
the
me.
Montreal Canadiens. It's great. That's solid. That's solid French right there. Shout out to him. And I heard he's no longer in the position, unfortunately.
And I wonder why.
Whatever. Rangers here, obviously the big favorite. Gokster, I told Jimmy this. I was shocked to hear that old Johnny Quick stole Igor's job. I was shocked to hear that just because I know Igor was like one of the best goalies in hockey for a little bit. Now it's Quick. Still is. And Jonathan Quick is just better, I guess. Who knows? That's hilarious. And then Samuel Montembeault going for the Montreal Canadiens. Anything on this one, Gokster?
Well, Shesterkin, he's been he's going to turn it around. It kind of like Ottinger, who we'll get to in a little bit. Where are we here? Shesterkin, he's been 2-0. I know it's only been 2 games, but he's beat Chicago, okay, and then beat the Calgary Flames, who were on a heater. He's got a .950 save percentage, so I get they're giving him a little bit of rest, but I kind of wanted Shesterkin to go. It looked like he had a little bit of rhythm, between the pipes there. But then Quick, he's been really good too. So if the Rangers have 2 goalies like this could be a bet on team come the playoffs. They haven't been able to get it done, I think, since 94. I think that was the last time they won the cup. So Barbashev's out, Hedl still. This Montreal team, they're a tough cap too, to really know when they're going to show up and when they're not. 935 save percentage for Montembeault. He lost to Dallas. They won against Washington there. I've always said I think this Montembeault guy, he's not as bad. He's a big goalie. He moves pretty good for a big goalie too. It's just both these teams. I'm looking at a sub 80% penalty kill and then over 20% power play. So that's going to lead me to a little bit of goals. But the goaltending here has been pretty decent on both sides. So I'm just going to lay off this one. No play, but I lean to the Rangers. Just nothing really stands out here, guys. Pass.
All right, let's move on. Edmonton, St. Louis Blues here. I don't know. I guess Edmonton and all the Oilers went, saw Jesus, and now they're all good now. I don't know what happened to them. They were shit bumps to start the year. They ripped off an almost NHL record win streak, and now here we are again playing the Blues on the road, being minus 190. None of this really matters. They're going to make the playoffs now, I believe. But none of it matters until the playoffs for McDavid and company. So a fun game here, Gokster, with two teams that are, actually closer in record and points that you would imagine. St. Louis 28-22 there, and Edmonton 31-17. So not bad, not like miles off. But what do you have on this one, Gokster?
This was a tough cap again. 15-9 at home for the St. Louis Blues, and then 14-11 for Edmonton. So a little bit weaker for sure on the road. And then 22% power play for St. Louis at home. That's improved over the last few months. So this don't sleep on this St. Louis Blues team. They're coming off a 4-1 loss, but before that, they'd won 7 of 9, scoring at least 3 goals in all those wins. So when they're winning, Jose, they're scoring. And then everyone knows pretty much the same thing for Edmonton. If they're going to win, they're going to score. So I actually had the under to the lean, but just after saying that, it's kind of like maybe if one of these teams win, I kind of feel like maybe it does go over just based on how they've been playing, how they've been, the goals here. Originally, I actually had first period both teams to score, but just too much uncertainty there for me, not enough conviction. So Skinner too, since the break, guys, Skinner's not been that good. He's got an 897 save percentage, loss against the Kings there, and then they got the win against Detroit, but he's still allowed, I think, 4 goals. So Binnington on the other side, expect him to go 920 save percentage, loss against Toronto, nice win against Montreal. Not enough conviction. You know what? St. Louis could win this game. I'm going to stay off it, though, just because the Oilers are healthy too, Jose. So they could win this game 4-1. They could lose this game 4-1. I really don't know. So I'm just going to be a pass.
Pass for me. By the way, shout out to Ron Crawford. Thank you, Justin, for putting
spreadsheet
and reminding me. Spreadsheet play of the day aligns with Gokster.
Tampa
Bay Lightning. We'll talk about the basketball one in basketball. Shout out to you, Ron Crawford. We move on. By the way, no cash flow on that total. 74% of the bets, though, on the over in that game. A lot of BTTS first period in the chat there as well. So shout out to you guys. Keep dropping your action in the chat. Dallas, Nashville here. I went to one NHL game. I watched the Dallas Stars shit their pants. I only consider them now a 2-period hockey team. They do not play 3 periods. They're a 2-period hockey team, and they blow leads in the 3rd period, Gokster. So I have a very negative opinion on them, especially because I bet on them. They were up 3-1 against fucking Colorado and just score like 7 unanswered goals. It was ridiculous. So I'm a little bitter, yes. But what do you have to say on this one here, Gokster? I'm excited to hear your take.
Well, your goalie's finally playing well. Jake Ottinger, he's finally showing what what this guy was made of over the last 2 years. He's got a 950 save percentage, Jose, 3-0, wins against Buffalo, Montreal, and Carolina, 10-4-1 on the road, 923 save percentage. He's not a goalie I'm going to fade. As a rookie, he was strong. And then looking at Dallas too, Jose, I guess maybe at home, surprisingly, maybe their record is probably not as good as their record on the road. They're 16-6 on the road, one of the better top 3 NHL. Right now, this Dallas team, they got both teams 22% power play, 83% penalty kill for the Stars, 78% for Nashville. Where I'm going to go here, you know what? I did a 360. I was going to go with Dallas on this game, Jose, but more I was looking at this, I'm going to go with no goal in the first 9 minutes 30 seconds here. Saros, I expect Saros to go on the other side here, and sorry, let me just bring up Nashville's number, what they've done here. Yeah, they're coming off that loss 4-2 at home. Yeah, this was it here, guys. They've had this is going to be their 3rd game at home. They beat Arizona 5-4, lost to the Devils 4-2. and then they're going to be going on the road here against St. Louis, a long road trip coming up. So this is the last game before they go on the road. They're going to put a good foot forward here, but I think it's going to be a tighter game. I don't think it's going to be – I don't see this game being like 5-4. I think it's going to be like a 3-2, especially early. Dallas, this is just a one quick road trip they're having here. Then they're actually going back home and playing the Edmonton Oilers on the 17th. So, and then they're going on a huge road trip. So this is just a quick pit stop in Nashville. It really feels like an under, Jose. I wouldn't talk anyone off a full game, maybe first period 2, 1.5. I just went with my old reliable. And I've actually hit it, guys, low key. I've had 3 bets this week, Jose. I've hit all of them on this, knock on wood. Let's make it 4. No goal, first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 120.
All right. Ghoster is in here. No goal. Sorry. Again, I have to write this down to appease my father. No goal first. What?
First 9 minutes, 30 seconds. That's going to be the bet that you can find that at 365, and that's going to be plus 120. Situational bet here, guys. Situational bet.
All right. Beautiful. Ghoster, by the way, to make you feel better about that, Action Network not giving us the money splits, but 96% of the bets on the under in this game early on. So a lot of people agreeing with you there. Let's go. Next game, Pittsburgh Penguins, Chicago Blackhawks. The Penguins get semi-embarrassed on national TV on the TNT game. Blackhawks suck balls, though. And as Jimmy says, every time they come up, I lean under. And I haven't bet it in a while, and because, of course, I bet it like 3 times, and all those fucking games go over. But I like the unders in Blackhawks game. Ghoster, what do you think here?
Well, what if I told you Bedard might be coming back tonight?
Oh, that would interest me.
Yeah, they're
Is
saying
he actually going to do so, though?
Well, and it's because Crosby's coming to town too, eh? So with Crosby coming to town, this guy, here we go, old Elliot Freeman. I call him Siegel. Word this morning is Blackhawks Connor Bedard's checking with doctors about possibly playing tonight versus Pittsburgh. See what the day brings, but good news is he's close to a return. So, and that was an hour ago. So if Bedard comes back, and there's always the injury report for this team all year has been tough to cap. Like Bolivier, Athanasiou, who's been out for a while, but then Tenorti Tuesday today, Connor Murphy. Though Tenorti and Connor Murphy, you're going to need them in. Those are 2 of your top defensemen, or at least older veteran defensemen. So I'm going to stay off this game. Originally, I was going to go with Pittsburgh, but more you're looking at this. Getzel, too, he got knocked out of the game last night. This is an older hockey team on a back-to-back. I'm going to stay off this one. Mrazek's got really strong numbers at home, so possibly full game under could be live here. Just the injury report. If they got some guys in the lineup, I like Tenorti. If Murphy's going to go, and especially Bedard having that boost, just keep an eye on the injury report for this game, guys.
All right. Keep an eye on the injury report. If Bedard was in, would you lean over?
Yeah, a little more so. A little more so because the game's going to be a little more quicker. There'll be more. There's going to be more outlet pass. That they're going to have more options. Blackhawks. So I would lean over more so if Bedard's going.
All right. Lean over for Ghoster, but no action here. Billy Friedrichs likes the Chicago puck line. Yeah, if the Penguins don't show anything here, they're just done so. But we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Next game, we've got, 2 more games left in the NHL here. Before we get into college basketball with all of our assortment of guests, a shout out to you guys. Appreciate everyone in here. Hit the like button. Subscribe.
Smash that like.
All that good stuff. And don't forget to follow Mr. Gokster on Twitter at Gokster99 to get all of his hockey plays, of course, and those sweet, sweet hockey or those golf plays as well. All right. Minus 350 here again for the Sharks. I mean, Jesus Christ. The Sharks, the Blackhawks, and sometimes the Ducks. Just embarrassing lines sometimes. And the Flames aren't even good, Gokster, right?
Nah, they had a good road trip, but no, historically this year they've been asked, yeah.
Like, what the hell? There's just no chance I'm betting this game. There's no chance I'd put the fucking Flames in a a parlay, I should say. It's crazy. You can go to this game for only $14, Gokster, if that makes you feel better. There's just no chance that I'm betting this game or taking the Calgary Flames in any sort of way here, Gokster. What do you have to say about this game?
I want to say that's the cheapest ticket in all Canada right now, $14 to catch an NHL game. My God. This is the Sharks, guys. I wish I knew this. Actually, I was on the Sharks no-goal first period. They got the shutout last night in Winnipeg. That was their first game, Jose. That's one thing. The reason why the Sharks, they're always these favorite. The schedule makers hate the Sharks. They give them the worst schedule possible.
We talked about it yesterday. I couldn't believe it. They were off for fucking like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they came back to play. I was like, what the fuck?
What the hell? And then earlier in the year, they're playing back-to-backs. Yeah, they're at Boston, at New Jersey, at the Islanders, at the Rangers. No, sorry, that was the Flames. But early on the year, that's what the Sharks were dealing with. Couture's going to be out. Yeah, first game in 14 days, and it showed last night. They're probably going to have a better foot forward here. I like to say always. Eberson day to day. Couture's still going to be out there. They're going to want Couture back in. Hurdle's also out, so they're missing some offense again here. Second game from the break. It's going to be Blackwood. Sorry, Blackwood's first game since the break too. So I don't know what I'm going to get from Blackwood. He's 1-11 with an .882 save percentage. Come on, the guy's been ass already, and now we're going to think he's going to do well. And the thing is, guys, Markstrom, he's 3-1 since the break. All those road games, he had a .945 save percentage. So he's been playing really good hockey. And they've also had at least 3 games off too. I'm pretty sure here, Jose. Yeah, 3 games off since their last road game. So they've at least been home for a couple nights. They're not just, boom, boom, right back on the ice. So, and they're coming off a loss too, 2-0 shutout against the Rangers. They should get it done here. It's just, I'm not fading this San Jose team or going against them. It never works out. And they should be a lot more. They're going to be quicker. They're going to score. After that shutout 1-0, not playing in 14 days. What do you expect, kind of thing? So, yeah, I would expect Calgary to win, but again, I'm not going to trust it. Just the line is too high, way too high.
Yeah, that was one of my rare winners yesterday. We were on the under. Really, what the fuck? This team is not going to play for 2 weeks and just jump back into this. It was quite funny. It was quite funny. So shout out to Connor Mack there. As well. Let's go to our last game. I can't wait. I'm a great guy, Goksh. I'll pat my own back. I'm a great guy. I want to see my father's teams succeed unless I'm betting against them or I have the Chiefs in the confidence pool. I want to see my father happy. And I want to see the Vancouver Canucks succeed here. And seeing them come from the ashes here has been great. I've enjoyed this whole season. Jimmy hasn't talked about it any because he's only focused on the gambling aspect of it, but I'm sure it's made his day-to-day life a little better. He doesn't have to have that anger with his team being horrible the whole time like I do now with the Red Sox. But minus 170 still, kind of a sketchy bet here. You could take the -1 to knock down the juice a little bit. But I just, I still don't want to bet the Vancouver Canucks, truthfully. I don't know what it is about this team. I don't know what they do well, Ghost. You might have to tell me this. Is Maggie Demko just, standing on her head? What does this team do well, and what do you have on this game?
Well, you know what? You got to give praise right now to Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet, think of when they were with old, what was his name? Bruce, there it is. Remember with old Bruce, they had Bruce there. And they had pretty much the same team. Yeah, Bruce Gaudreau, thank you. Yeah, when he was there, they couldn't win a game. What they're doing is they're playing 60 minutes of hockey. You're talking about your Dallas Stars not doing it. This team's just, they're firing on all cylinders. And they've also picked up Lindholm. In this is huge for this team. Another centerman, so they only added more depth. 17-3, Demko is at home, so he's only lost 3 times, and then 18-4 overall. This team is on the road. I know Ziggy just brought up the under. I'm not going to take the full game over, but in this game, Detroit's coming off. It was a tough loss there they had against. It was Edmonton. I want to say it was there. Yeah, Edmonton. Yeah, 8-4 loss against Edmonton here. And then they did actually beat Vancouver. So they just actually, wow, I'm surprised I didn't notice this. They played versus Vancouver at home. Yeah, I remember this now, 4-3. Vancouver came back and won that game. Did we have both teams to score in the first? We didn't. Vancouver didn't match them, but I'm going to go with both teams to score in the first period here, guys. I got a good stat to really back this up here. Power plays too, over 25% home road for both these teams, 80% penalty kills. Goals for, goals against. Haven't brought this up yet on the show, but 3.38 goals for Detroit on the road, 3.92 for Vancouver, 2.33 goals against for Vancouver, though, 3.5 for Detroit. So Vancouver should get theirs, but I'm not going to fade this Edmonton or this Detroit team, guys. They're very similar to Vancouver in how they want to play, in my opinion here. 7-3, guys, first period over, last 10 for Detroit away. So the first periods have been hitting to the over for Detroit. And then what's been happening for Vancouver, guys? 8-2 first period over, last 10 games at home. So despite how well they've been winning these games, there's been goals in the first period. And that's kind of where I see this game going here too. Demko really quickly, Jose, 3-1 since the break with only a .903 save percentage. And then Leon, he's 1-1 with an 833 loss against Edmonton, and then that win against Vancouver. So both these teams know these goalies too. So I don't know about the under here, Ziggy. I hope it hits for you, brother. I'm just saying, they've seen these two goalies recently. Actually, sorry, my apologies. Demko did not go against Detroit. That was their backup, so they haven't seen Demko. But first period, I really feel like they're going to come out with some goals here, guys, both these teams. So I'm going to still fire on it, both teams to score first period, and I'm going to root home that full game under for our guy Ziggy Balls. Good name.
What number did you get for that?
I got where am I here? I got plus 140, Jose.
140. Sheesh.
Yes.
Plus money hunter, Mr. Gokster here, coming in hot. All right, Gokster, let's recap your action here. A lot of people clamoring, saying, we want college basketball. Yes. We want to roll in the slop. But let's get over our hockey here first. I saw that basketball back there. We see you. Gokster, I'm sure, could hoop. Gokster, tall guy. Don't let Gokster fool you here.
I should bring some
Wilson.
Wilson.
Over your action here.
I should bring some Wilson because I work for the Wilson company here up in Canada. So maybe I'll try and hook up a ball for something for Public Palooza. I'll just snag one as an inventory guy. Shh, hopefully they're not watching. Anyways, I won't do that.
You just grab him ball. You just grab a nice pigskin.
That's not going to happen. But anyway, the picks tonight, guys. We got 7 plays on the card. For the Panthers, Sabres, we got the under 6.5. My Senators playing the Ducks first period, both teams to score 130. Ottawa money line and the over 5.5 as well, a plus 120. LA Kings chopping chopsticks right here. If they don't win this game, LA Kings first period money line and LA Kings on the money line, plus 105, plus 104. We're on Tampa Bay with our guy Ronnie Crawford, minus 109 on the money line. No goal first 9 minutes 30. And Stars Predators plus 120. And then the last game of the night, Red Wings and the Canucks. We're taking both teams to score first period, guys, plus 140.
And you tweeted all this out already, right?
Yeah, I fired it out just before the show, guys, so you can see all the bets. They're all they're out there live. Yes, sir.
All right, good. Well, I fucking felt like a donkey over here just line shopping for you this whole time, where I could have just look at your tweet here. So it's great. So minus 120, like you said, for the under. The BTTS there, plus 130, plus 120. See, you just made my life a lot easier here, Gogs. You should have just said something, you son of a bitch. But it's nice to see you as well here, Gokster. What can we expect for you here in the future? You got your Public Palooza plans all set out over there?
Oh, yeah, we're ready to go. But it's about a month and 5 days. So, yeah, we got the Airbnb pretty close to Southtown. Can't wait to golf with you guys, drinking the beers.
Are you staying at the same place that you've stayed last 3 years?
No, they were booked up this year, Jose. I'm just a little south on St. Mary's, I think it is, if I'm not wrong. Is it St. Mary's?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think I'm just south on St. Mary's there, but can't wait. It should be a fun time. Been doing a little college basketball research, so I'm ready with the rest of the cappers when I go down there. But golf, guys, quickly, I'll give you guys the picks. You can still get these outrights live. I got Thomas 19-1, Morikawa 22, Burns 28, Adam Scott 32, Will Zalatoris 55-1, and Nikolai Hogard at 66-1. Let's go.
All right, beautiful. And real quick, Ghoster, the only thing I don't see on your tweet is your no goal for the Stars and the Predators game, unless I'm blind.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you got no goals first 930 plus 120 there?
Yes, thank you, Jose. I'm going to put that down in the old book, and I'll tweet that out right after the show, guys.
All right, cool. Awesome. Ghoster, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. My guy, I appreciate you. As always, let us do a little change here and let us go into college basketball. I can't wait to hear how our next guest did yesterday. It's always nice to talk to him. He is the human rain delay, Mr. Mikey Money, coming to the show. Mikey, how's it going?
It's raining cash, baby. That's why we're delayed, Jose. Get your fucking bucket out and get ready to collect this money, my guy.
I'm here. I'm ready to collect the money, Mikey. How'd your day yesterday go?
All in all, good. You know, we swept the hockey board a little 3-0 in the NHL. College basketball, though, I got to say, two big money line dogs there. Not so much huge, but plus 180 and plus 165s. If you watch the end of that Iowa game, they were killing them the entire game. They let up a 25-1 run in the final minutes of that thing to lose,
Jesus.
Not just lose the money line, but blow the spread on top of it. And that cost me not just straight up and on the money line, but in a couple of parlays. Same thing with St. Joe's. BS follow with 1 second to go cost me the cover in that one as well. But we're here to rebound. We're going to rally. We're ready to rock this card here. I see some people saying small card today, but this is a great college basketball card. So let's get the pen and pencil out. Let's get the paper out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and let's get to work, Jose. We gotta get moving, man. The rain clouds are in the air. We gotta get out.
Yes. Let's get moving here, Mikey. My breakdowns, or my setups, I should say, will be short here, but God damn it, Mikey, you want it, you got it. $16, only $16 to go to this game in Binghamton. Where is Binghamton right now? Oh, baby, not Alabama, Binghamton, New York, where you can go see UMBC climb up there and face the number 5, the 5 favored pointed, I guess is how you say it. I don't know how you say that, Binghamton Bearcats, but only $16 to get into this game, Mike. That's a steal if I ever saw one here. Sharp money on UMBC here, Mike. 29% of the bets and 70% of the money on UMBC here, Mike. A little 5 o'clock action, 6 o'clock over there, I believe. What do you have to say about this one?
I think, first of all, we need Troy to help build the database there. We need to see the correlation between the cheaper tickets and how those teams perform, because my assessment is cheap tickets mean you get the blue-collar fans in there. They're going to get drunk on their natty lights, and it's going to be a rowdy, raucous environment to go out and see these boys get the job done. I mean, that's just thinking about it for a couple of seconds. I haven't spent a lot of time, but in all fairness, I haven't heard a lot of guys break down the cost of the ticket. So, I love that ad. I think you
get a lot of different things here, Mike.
Yeah, and if we look at this game, though, so for anybody that's not aware, Jose, Binghamton is somewhere between Syracuse and Albany. Certainly the misery of the turnpike on your way to New York City. But for this game here, I think this is an opportunity where the market's kind of misgauged in this spot. So UMBC is terrible. There's no question about it. I mean, just look at their record. At the end of the day, they're 7-18. But Binghamton's not much better. And where I ended up going with this one is I have to ride the old reliable here, and that reliability has to do with low-scoring games for UMBC. Their offense is awful. They don't play defense. That's the challenge that they have here. And, they've let some opponents go out there and run about them here. On the road, they don't perform any better. They're 2-10 on the season as well. Binghamton, on the other side of things, averages 72 points a game. So the fact that we have a bad offense in UMBC and a 72-point production out of this Binghamton Bearcat spot feels to me like it's an opportunity where we can get advantage of this thing here. The big thing for UMBC is they allow their opponents to take a third of their shots from outside the 3 out there. but they do rebound at a decent rate. So forcing your opponent to take, deeper perimeter shots and then picking up those rebounds, limiting second chance spots makes this thing a viable play for me. You look at this game here, the last time they played this season, these two teams scored 132 combined points. You look back at it, Binghamton's averaging 78 points, as I mentioned, overall when they're playing in these matchups. But overall, in the last 10 head-to-head, they're only getting down to 70. So the fact that UMBC doesn't play a lot of defense, doesn't reign true when it comes to this Binghamton team. For whatever reason, they match up very well. When you've got a previous head-to-head situation that went under, ergo that 132, and you're the home team in the conference, you're 4-14 to the under. And the average number that we're seeing out there is around a 153, with the result coming in at 148. So I jumped in on this under. We're kind of flying in the dark here. We're in the blind because they're not giving us some of the cash splits, but to be expected simply because it's a less than mid-major program with 662 tickets in. But I will say this, the line opened up at 156.5. That was the day before line. And we're down to 156s and even 155.5. So, early indication shows that this is dropping. That makes a lot of sense to me. The last time these two teams went over a total in this range was January of 2020. So, a lot of history between these two teams that say this is a lower scoring game. It's an early start at 6:00 Eastern. We'll take the under.
All right, beautiful. Under there for Mikey. Money there. I can line shot for you here real quick. I can get you under 156 at minus 110.
Yeah. Okay, let's rock it. Let's
All
open
right,
this card up.
beautiful.
Open this card up like peeling off a
Under
Band-Aid from the bookie scab here. We're going to pick right at this thing and get them bleeding everywhere.
We're just gonna pick. Under 156 minus 110 for Michael money there. Let's move on to North Carolina A&T versus, yes, we're very formal here as well. Michael money there. North Carolina A&T versus UNC Wilmington. Very interesting matchup here, to say the least here, Mikey. Mikey. A 21.5 point favorite here, Mikey. You'll never guess. $5. $5 to get into this game. That's all you need. Spend an afternoon with UNC Dub. Come on. What a time here. So let's talk about North Carolina A&T. Not good. 1-4, I should say, their last 5. Not good. UNC Wilmington, the class of this conference, up there with Charleston. Mikey, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this game as we look at the cash flow real quick. Interesting. 16% of the bets, but 53% of the money on North Carolina A&T. Only 790 bets. But bigger bets on the big dog here. Mikey, what do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, my prognostication on the cost of tickets for this game has to do, it's $5 now, but if you wait till tip-off and everybody starts leaving after the first half, you're going to be able to get into this thing for free. This is going to be a blowout. UNC Wilmington should absolutely club these guys like the old baby seal in the back of the head with a stick. And I'm looking at the numbers here. I'm looking at this total. 86% of the bets, 92% of the cash love the over. But if you've been riding with me on this UNC A&T train, we're just taking these unders almost in the blind at this point here. Monster spread, as you talked about, that's simply because NC A&T doesn't play any offense. They go out there 2 games ago against Charleston. They lose 80-58. And last game they play Hofstra. I think Hofstra is a suspect team. They lose 81-49. So, they're having a difficult time managing that 50-point range here. And yeah, I get it. UNC Wilmington's offense is ranked 31st in college basketball, but at some point you get tired of bludgeoning these guys and you put the backups in there and you're trying to get them rested up for tournament play. So, or you're trying to get the rust off these guys here. NC A&T's gotten us 5 straight unders. I think we've been on every one of them. 7-1 in the last 8 to the under. Wilmington 2-3 to the under at home. Certainly I think it's a good opportunity for us to jump in here. We're just going to go back to the old autopilot spot with UNC Wilmington. The numbers back it up and support it. We're seeing the spread start to come down, or the total. Oh, fuck. I just moved my numbers here. The total starting to come down. Best number I see right now has dropped down to 139.5. unless you can beat that number, I'll lock it in at minus 110.
I will also be jumping on this with you, Mikey.
All right.
I think this is a very, very big reverse line movement spot. It's very interesting. Like someone meant, I think it was Coin said in the chat, this opened up at 144, 142, around there. 86% of the bets and 92% of the money on the over, and we fucking plummeted. I mean, that's a sign right there. That has to be a sign there. It's gone like all the way down to 139.5, like you mentioned, Mike. So we'll give you that 139.5 minus 110 there for sure.
Hey,
here.
shout out Billy Friedrich. He says this game will be around 150. Billy, I hope not, but I'd love to see the follow up here shortly after this. Maybe tomorrow we can have a little one off to see who was dialed in with this one. But we've been cashing away with NCAAB on these unders, and there's no reason to suspect their offense is going to have a sudden explosion here. They're toast. They're trying to get through this season. We'll see how it goes.
All right, I hate to go against Billy Friedrich there, but the market is screaming. And then I can't wait to see that. So shout out to Billy Friedrich. If you're right, Billy, just rub it in our big fucking fat faces there. Next game here. And by the way, Perky Sanderson saying 20% bet over in this game as well. So, Billy, you're in good company.
Oh,
Perky cashes. Shout out to you there.
This is such a low
number. All right,
number.
next game.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're on it. We're on it together here, Mike. Me and you, simpatico here. So I can't wait. SMU Tulane. Fun fact, Mike, SMU, the most expensive school to attend in Texas. Very expensive.
What about
college.
the ticket prices?
Only
Everybody
the rich
wants to know the
preppy
ticket
kids
prices
there.
here.
Oh, Mikey. What is there to do at Tulane on what is today? Thursday? Thursday after Valentine's Day? Take your loved one out to Arvin B. Fogel Arena in the Devlin Fieldhouse? Why would you not, Mikey? Guess how much his tickets are.
$12.50.
$2 to get in the building. You'll pay more for parking. Get in this game. Unbelievable ticket prices here at Tulane. My God. Let's talk about the market here before we pass it over to Mikey Money. We'll talk about the total since my page is on there now. 62% of the bets and 89% of the money on the over in this game. Very interesting. 61% of the bets, but only 35% of the money on Tulane. So sharper action on the SMU Mustangs here, Mikey. Very interestingly enough indeed. Let's look at the point spread to see where that opened up real quick, just for my curiosity's sake. It opened up at 2 and it's kind of popped up to 2.5 there. Interesting, Mike. What do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, I'm all over SMU in this spot here. I see the lines drop, and I know Tulane does have a nice home court advantage. That $2 ticket goes a long way for that blue collar beer we were talking about there. Tulane has won each of their last 18 night games at home, so the fans do get rowdy when they're playing non-conference or non-ranked opponents out there. But I think the challenge here is the defense again. We just talked about the lack of offense in that last game with NCAAB, and I think the challenge Tulane has here is their defense is just non-existent. Yeah, they're scoring 78 points a game out there, but you look back at their defense here against this Memphis team, who we saw struggled against a shitbag opponent in Temple, and they gave up 90 points out there. They shot 38% from the field, but they allowed Memphis to shoot 47%. And I think if you do that against a team in SMU, who's kind of, they're fighting right now. There's something to play for here. It's not just check out against this Tulane team that happens to be 4-7 in the conference. SMU's got aspirations to close the gap. They've got Memphis in front of them, South Florida, and FAU. While they might not catch up to South Florida, surprisingly, because they're 11-1 in the conference here, they're really only one game back from second place. So it's an opportunity when you look back at SMU. They played Rice. They scored 95 points on Rice. And if you look at Rice is definitely the bottom of the cellar in this conference, 3-8 in the conference. They didn't check out. They tuned in. They wanted to go out there and pad them stats out there. 17-7 overall, 8-3 in the conference. A team that definitely has taken this conference seriously and looking to move up the ladder here. Also, if you look at their defense, they're only allowing 64.5 points a game. So They're keeping their defensive field goal percentage to 39.2, meaning they're holding teams down. The best that they can come in with are getting put up against the stymied defense, and they're rising to the occasion. So I'm on this SMU spot here, -2.5. I don't think there's a look ahead. I know they've got Memphis on deck for SMU, but I think you look at this thing, and I could easily see where somebody would dismiss it and say, okay, we gotta jump in there, and they're going to be in this look ahead spot. But they need every one of these wins they can get, and they know they can beat up on this Tulane team here. I think they get up there, double-digit win for these guys here. But even if it's 8 points, we're still going to cash on that -2.5.
All right, -2.5 here for Michael money there. We can get you a -105. Is that all right?
Sounds good to me.
All right, -105 for Mikey money. Let's keep this train moving here. By the way, Coin said he can get us a minus or an under 140 for that Wilmington game. Circa has -140. I'm assuming he didn't put the juice. I'm assuming it's -110. Let us know there, Coin. But would that interest you there? I'm assuming you'll take the -140. Yeah, okay. I'll take that as well there. We need all those fucking points we can get. Yeah, I said that the other day to Helga, and I was like, God damn it, I got fucked by the hooker. And she just looked at me like an asshole, and she had no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, you know what? Just don't even worry about it. Just don't even worry.
I mean, there's office talk.
Next game. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean there. But yeah, let's go on. Next game, Hofstra Drexel. I have shit dick nothing to say about this game, but you're gonna have to pony up here, Mike. You're gonna have to open up the coffers a little bit. You're gonna have to spend that coin because the Drexel Dragons are 15-10, 8-4 in conference, the very same as the Hofstra Pride here. This is a battle in the CAA. That is the Coastal Athletic Association. And you'll have to pay $21 to get in the door, goddammit. 21 whole ass dollars to get in the door here. Market for this game. Let's talk about it. 64% of the bets, 74% of the money on Drexel here. Only 407 bets in on this game. That is music to Mike's ears, I'm sure. With only a few of us making bets on this game, we'll move the fucking market. What do you think about this game, Mike?
I'm all over this Drexel side of things here. Big opportunity, expensive tickets because the secret is out now. The word is on the street that Drexel has an opportunity to go out there and dominate this conference. Right now there's UNC Wilmington and there's Charleston, right? And I think both those teams are certainly play on spots here. We saw that Wilmington spread at -21.5. Charleston sitting at around a -4.5. So it shows you where the class is in this conference. Then you got everybody else one game back here. You got Delaware, Hofstra, Towson, and Drexel. And this is a huge battle because this is game 1 of 2 in the next 3 between these two teams to go out there and get that superiority or at least the top 3 ranking in the conference. So as far as motivation and what they've got to play for, it's all on the table right now. And, Drexel holds that home court advantage, won 9 straight on their home turf here, on their home court. And you kind of look at this Hofstra team. I'm not a buyer in Hofstra. You look back at their schedule. I get that they've won 4 in a row, but, they got that Towson win that was 59-56, but you beat Hampton, you beat Stony Brook, you lost to Monmouth. I just think that the challenges for this team certainly exist when it does come to the road. They're 4-8 on the road. Those wins came against the lesser components or lesser firepower in the conference. And what I like most, you guys have heard me talk about this one before. Where do I want to back a team coming back home off of 3 straight losses? The home favorite off of 3 straight losses. 181 and 169 with an average line of 6, and they're coming out there and they're covering that spread with an 8. So love the margin that we have baked into this thing here. 3.5 is fine. We'll take the 3.5. This is the double dipper for me, though. We got this home team ready to go fire on these boys here. They know they've just taken 3 big L's. We got the -2 for the first half at -105 and the full game -3.5 at -110. All the chips are on the table for these boys right now. And we know Hofstra can certainly go out there and roll over and puke up their nuts on the road. So I'm expecting that to happen in this game here. First of 2 battles. Maybe they think about splitting them overall, but Drexel's going to come out fired up, and history shows that that home team in this spot does come out there and dominate. So we're going to take them. First half -2, -105, full game -3.5.
All right, first half there. You said -2. What was the juice there again?
-105.
Minus
By the way, this was a
105, and
similar
you
spot
said
that we
full game.
full game -3.5. Yep. This is a very similar
Okay,
spot to
cool.
what we had last night with shit. I can't think of the team offhand that we had last night where we took them in the first half in the full game. We won that full game by the hook, but they dominated that first half. So very similar spot coming in off of a bunch of losses. Look for them to get out there and rally and get this job done.
All right, beautiful. Mike, by the way, full game. I found you 3.5 -108. Is that all right?
Even better. Let's keep the vig down, baby.
Beautiful. All right, let's keep it rolling here. New Mexico versus Middle Tennessee. Boy, oh boy, what a battle here. Tell your mother and your fathers that you want to go to this game, Mikey, because you've got to pay $19 to get in here. $19 to get in here on this Conference USA battle. Yeah, you gotta start paying up some money for these teams, even though Middle Tennessee is the second worst team in Conference USA right now, Mike. You're dumpster diving here. What do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, everybody's selling on this New Mexico State spot, but I like the fact that the bigger money's honing in on this early here. We've got it opened up at 2.5. There are some threes out there, but we've got 56% of the bets and 86% of the cash. Bigger bets coming in here. Granted, it's only an 866 ticket count, but nonetheless, New Mexico State, what's not to hate? They've lost 18 straight road games out here, but when you look at how this Middle Tennessee team wraps up, 6-16 against the spread this season. New Mexico State 9-10-1. Not a ton of difference in terms of the overall, but just shows when New Mexico State gets lined in these spots, you got to take a whack at them. And here's the difference. And you look at kind of how these two teams rank out. I think it's about the pace and how these teams roll. Middle Tennessee is a 286th offensive efficiency program in the country. Bottom third for sure. But New Mexico State, hate on them if you will, they are 250th out there in the country. So they do hold a little bit more efficiency when it comes to shooting the 2, when it comes to shooting the 3. And the fact that we can catch a 3 puts it right in my wheelhouse here. So do I expect them to win? I think so in this game. I think they're just kind of being dogged. They're 11-13 to this Middle 10, 9-15 spot. And the reason I want to fade this Middle Tennessee's team here is they had a big outright win there against FIU, 68-66 as 2.5-point dogs. Now they're coming back home after those 3 travel spots out there. In this case, it's not a team coming off of 3 losses. They're 1-2, but that was a huge kind of defining victory, although they beat FIU twice in the season. So it's as much as it probably means a lot for them. You look at the other side of things here, your boys in Texas, El Paso handled New Mexico 74-49. But prior to that, Jacksonville State and Liberty took big L's to this New Mexico team. So they're not great on the road. There's no secret about it. I just think here's a situation where they can go out and get the job done against a team that's really not stellar in the conference. Middle Tennessee, sitting there at 3-6. New Mexico State, though, 5-4 in the conference. I love the +3. Let's take the points. You're muted. Muted.
Classic cabbie. I do one Dabby Cab a show. I know it's disgusting. I make fun of Dabby Cab all the time, and then I'm fucking sitting here with my thumb on my ass muted here. So
you know what, Jose?
+3 there.
I talked myself into the money line on this one too. I'm going to take the +130. Fuck Middle Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So New Mexico State money line +130, and then you got the +3 -110. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was -110.
All right, nice. By the way, Coin bringing something to our attention here, and I was doing the research to see what it was looking like for us, Coin here, and very interestingly enough, I'm trying to find the game right now. Here we are. 82% of the money and 87% of the bets on the under in this game, and the total had just soared up for whatever reason. It opened up at 127.5 and all the way up now to 134. That's because they're
expecting New Mexico State to be able to hold court and run with these boys here, and they're going to push the tempo. And they're going to go out there and get the job done is what that tells me. So even more reason to like this New Mexico State money line spot.
Yeah, I think I think, I'm going to put that over on my radar here as well. And I would not be surprised at all if I moved in this game for sure. It's a weird line movement right there, Mr. Mikey Moolah. So I like that. Over 134 at minus 110 right now for that bet. And I will come back to that at the end of the program. So let us keep it rolling here. We've got oh boy, Southern Miss, UL Monroe again. I forgot who it was yesterday. I think it was Kent Davies. Kent Davies said, enough of this major program nonsense. Let's dive into the slop. Let's get into Southern Miss, UL Monroe. And guess what? Oh my God, it's a beautiful thing here. If you want to go to Red Green and Reed Green, REED, Reed Green Coliseum, only $5 to get in there for Southern Miss here. At home, by the way, road favorites for UL Monroe. So I haven't flipped on the screen there, but I'm very interested to hear what your take is here, Mike, because we're going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi for this one, Mike. You ever been to Mississippi?
I don't think so. No, I think that's that's not even on the bucket list, actually, to be honest with you. No disrespect to anybody from Mississippi. It seems
I wouldn't blame you. But go ahead, tell us what you have on this game.
I love the Southern Miss spot. For I'll break this thing down for a bunch of angles with you guys here. 78% of the bets and 92% of the cash want this UL Monroe road dog. 92% want this road dog. They must not have seen the last time they played because, albeit they played in UL Monroe got beat up 71-58. They were, Southern Miss was laying 4.5, so they're adding 3 more points for the home court advantage. But when you look at Southern Miss, they're 9-1 at home. ULM's 2-9 on the road. And, talk about mismatch. The biggest component when I start seeing these 7s and 8s that I look for the mismatch is when it comes to the free throws. Because, the team's up by 4. They're going to start fouling at the end of the game. And then what happens when they're in that situation? And, you sit there and you see that this UL Monroe team, 65.5% from the charity stripe. So, they score 71 points a game. They don't really shoot very well. They got a 43% field goal efficiency, but they're only 29% from the 3. So definitely a challenge out there. And their perimeter defense is horrible. They're 35.4% perimeter defense on 3-point attempts. That tells me that you let your team go out there and kind of have at you. They can throw from the 3. They're going to give you a lot of opportunities. They don't rebound efficiently. They don't generate a lot of fouls to put them on the charity stripe to get the job done here. And they've already gotten beaten down at home. So big opportunities here. I think Southern Miss is one of those teams that they're pretty balanced, albeit the way that they want to play the game is they want to control the tempo. They want to go out there and they kind of keep a middle of the pack pace. They're not going for fast break points. They just kind of wear you out. They kind of play the full chess match with you over the course of both halves of this game here. So I think over the course of this game, we do see them kind of pull ahead and get the job done. One of the big trends that I've been following, love the opportunity. First of all, when you look at the free throw efficiency, we got Southern Miss sitting at 71%. So they are 6 points higher. And they've gone out there. Look at this Western Michigan game, 86-54 on their last time out at and handled them boys in Western Michigan as 7.5-point favorites. So here we go with a line that's indexed very similar with this 7.5. And it just seems like this number, they don't know where to put the spread because we have seen there be some struggles out there with the Southern Miss team. But those struggles, mind you, are on the road. Western Michigan, that was certainly a kind of a little interconference type of rivalry situation there. But, the trend that I've been looking for here, and we're fortunate to get this one in this spot here because they just did this MAC challenge out there. When you last played Eastern Michigan, you had a line greater than 5, and you won the game by more than 5. You're in a situation where you're 10-32 in those spots out there. So love the opportunity. The average line we're seeing in those games is 10 points. We're still at 7.5. So we've got 2.5 points of margin baked in there. And the result in those games is losing by 15. So we got 2 points of margin. We got a 15-point expected projection of win. Love this Southern Miss spot to go out there and handle business on the home court. I like to fade UL Monroe anyways. This one just lined up where as soon as I saw that Eastern Michigan trend And we're non-conference here because they kind of rotated those schedules because of how they value non-conference play this year, particularly more than years past when it comes to seeding for tournaments. Love this spot there, and I saw this with Southern Miss, and I lit up. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, UL Monroe, and we got that fade against a team in Eastern Michigan. Let's rock and roll. 7.5 all day, twice on Sunday.
All right, beautiful. And it's Southern Miss minus 7.5. Like I said, I haven't switched on screen, but minus 7.5 there for Mikey money. Like you said, it's crazy that 78% of the bets, 92% of the money on Monroe. Let's only moved a point really down. So
keep
I
moving
like that.
Move it down to
there.
6.5. Move it down to 5s. I'll keep whacking it all the way on down the line here. I think they're going to get beat up. I think it's an ugly spot for UL Monroe tonight.
All right, beautiful. 7.5 minus 105. Is that all right for you?
Sounds good.
All right, moving on. Let's keep diving into the slop. Western Illinois, Tennessee Tech. I mean, if there's ticket information for this game, they have to be letting people in for free in this game. This is the first game where I cannot tell you how much they're charging because they probably aren't charging. They're begging people to come and see the 9-17 Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Oh man. What do you think about this game here, Mike? Everyone's kind of chasing Morehead State in the Ohio Valley right now. Western Illinois is 8-4, but Morehead's 11-1. So everyone kind of chasing them for the 1 seed in the playoff or the tournament, I should say. 3-point favorites is kind of light. But what do you think here?
Yeah, you look at that Ohio Valley play there, and Tennessee Tech's terrible, 4-9. But here's the situation we have where we're selling high on Tennessee Tech coming off of 2 wins, and we're buying low on this Western Illinois team. We had an exact situation with this yesterday when you've got the home favorite. They were a home favorite, and they lost both those games. So back-to-back home favorite losses. Those teams have gone 117-69. We played on it with North Florida last night. North Florida, took them right to the well. They hammered them from start to finish. It was never in doubt. I want to say they won by almost 20 points in that spot. And then the other side of things was UNC Greensboro, and they handled business as well. It's an identical situation. Love to get in this opportunity. Western Illinois won 8 of its last 9 night games. And then if you kind of look at this thing, when the Golden Eagles
night game stats.
Oh yeah, there's because you got to figure the afternoons, right? Sometimes you get those early afternoon starts, and that kind of skews things because it tends to favor the home team, and we kind of think there's going to be lower scoring spots in there as well. But I think this is a spot where Tennessee Tech's defense can't hold up here, and Western Illinois 4-0 against the spread, 8-0 overall when they're scoring more than 73.9 points. I fully expect them to get to that number today. Albeit these team totals are low, I wouldn't be mad at anybody that wanted to jump on this Western Illinois team total. I just don't think Tennessee Tech's going to be able to hold up with these boys here. Again, we got that back-to-back. We got the motivation spot for Western Illinois to come in here on the road and handle business. And this is that double up for me. So I got -1.5 at -108 and at first half. And then I've got the full game -3 at -110.
All right, -108 for Mikey first half and Western full game -3.5 at -110. You said
-110.
All right, beautiful work there, Mikey. Let's keep the pace going because impatient Krabby Cab is brewing in the background right now. Lindenwood versus SIU Edwardsville. You could tell me these schools do not exist. These are fake schools. And I would believe you, Mikey. I would believe you. But guess what? You're not getting off scot-free here, Mikey. You think you're going to go to the SIU Edwardsville Cougar Arena, the mighty First Community Arena at the Valdana Center? You think you're going to get in there for free, Mikey? No. $7 to get in, Mikey. $7 whole to get in here for SIU Edwardsville. Market in this game real quick, Mikey, before I pass it to you. 59% of the bets, 63% of the money on Lindenwood. Only 382 bets in this game, though, Mike. What do you have to say for this one?
this is one of those spots where we just talked about the road or the traveling road woes here when we've got these teams coming in off of 3 losses here. Home favorites off of 3 losses with a total under 145 are 181 and 169. And it makes sense here. The First Community Arena, big advantage for SIU Edwardsville. They've won their last 7 in a row out there. They hold the advantage. This is a spot where Lindenwood's one dude short. Right, you look at it right now, they've got 3 double-digit scores and a guy that's just on the fringe in Lamar White for SIU at 9.5 points. On the other side of things, you got an 18.8 point score for Lindenwood and Keenan Cole. Then you got Darius Bean at 12.7, and then you got single-digit guys. The highest, the next highest, I guess, Jalen McDaniels at 6.6 points. Jeremiah Talton at 6.6 points. And your honorable mention, who makes the top 5 with 3.1 points, in Colin Ruffin out there. Bad spot to be. I don't think it's a good opportunity here. There's a reason this line's as high as it is in this case here. You got this team coming in off of a bunch of losses, and they're going to come out here and handle business. They hold an edge in points scored. They hold an edge in points allowed. They hold the edge in rebounds. They hold the edge in 3 points made by almost double, by the way, which I think is a key stat when it comes to being at home. They hold the edge in assists. They're smoothly moving across the field. And they hold the edge in reduction of turnovers as well. So, big edge across the board for this team. I think the spread tells you everything you need to know about this game coming in off those 3 losses here. Lindenwood, 2-12 in the Ohio Valley here. SIU Edwardsville not ready to roll over. They're still in the middle of the pack. They are 5 games out of first, but they're really only 2 games out of second place in this conference. So they have an opportunity to be competitive here, and I think they do get the job done. 9.5.
All right. So you said Lindenwood plus 9.5 there?
No, SIU Edwardsville minus 9.5.
Oh, sorry. SIU Edwardsville 9.5 there. My apologies there. I was looking at my guy Justin McElvey saying he likes the under in this game as well. What juice did you get on that, by the way?
Did I what?
What juice did you get on that bet?
Oh, minus 110.
All right, minus 110 for you there. Let's continue rolling this on. Mikey just bow, 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 firing today, firing these bets. And this is only just a little taste of what Mike has here today. Last call later today, of course. By the way, Mike, I don't know if you saw this. You probably don't have an Instagram, but your boy T kicked ass back in the day. He was a kickboxer. Posted one of his clips of just knocking this dude out. Kicks some serious ass, so don't fuck with him.
Dude, he's a bad motherfucker. There's no question about it, man. He rises up on the daily for us here. But it's Thursday, so I don't get him today. I'm rolling solo on the old 1s and 2s today. But look, big thing for tonight. There's a huge NHL card, and multiple books have all kinds of gas. They got all kinds of boosters for the NHL. So every time I roll in and I see those boosters, I try to take advantage of them. I share them with the show. And got some great looks across the NHL today. There's about 6 games that are circle spots for me. So between parlays, odds boosters, and getting advantage of every opportunity we can, we're going to smack them right in the mouth tonight. But we still have 2 college basketball games to go. And,
yes,
Krabby Gabby's sitting backstage. So we don't want to keep him back there too long.
Yes, old Waffle's back there just chilling. So shout out to Dabby Cap. We'll get him here in a second. By the way, Mikey, the Los Angeles Kings tonight. The Los Angeles Kings tonight. That's all I'll say. The Los Angeles Kings tonight. Colorado versus UCLA. Shout out to Wine Time Sports. By the way, you slandering Mississippi did rise up our Mississippi Cappers. So shout out to Freakman and Randall Sheffield. They got some good casinos over there, Mikey. So I think you'd have a good time in Biloxi. That's what the people are saying.
I've always wanted to go onto a riverboat casino. I've always been akin to trying to get onto a riverboat casino. So I'd imagine that's what happens down there. But it feels to me, just my perception, there's a lot of bugs. It's hot. And most people have those air conditioners that are on the fritz. I have no validation behind it. It's just my perception when I think of what's going on down there in Mississippi. But shout out to you boys. I've already shit on the state of Georgia. Justin McElvey knows that. McKelvey, I'm sorry. Yeah. And I guess I'm adding Mississippi to the list. Although I wouldn't mind driving through it, I guess. We'll see.
We'll see indeed. Shout out to the Mississippi Cappers in there. Biloxi, nice place. All right, let us keep on rolling. Like we said, UCLA, Colorado here. Wine time. UCLA comes up. Wine time appears. UCLA, Colorado under 136.5 for him, Mikey Money. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Billy Friedrich. He got us a 3 for Western Illinois there, minus 108. So shout out to you, Billy Friedrich. My guy. By the way, and another an interesting stat here, Mikey. The last 3 UCLA games have all landed on a total of 134. So shout out to you, Billy. I see you. I see you over there, Billy. Julian Zera likes UCLA money line. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, I'm on UCLA. The first glance here, and I've said this before, when it seems too good to be true, you got to go against it. You're going to give me this 16-8 Colorado team at basically a pick 'em. Guess what's going to happen in this one here? I've said, you guys have heard me say it before. Oh, -2, -1.5. Oh, I'm just going to pay up at -125 and take a little. I'll just pay a little more juice. So in case they don't cover the spread, AKA in case they lose. And I think that's what happens in this game here. This UCLA team, first of all, you got probably one of the more prestigious coaches in college basketball, Mick Cronin. That guy's always working hard to scheme, develop, and find a way to put his players in great positions. The thing about UCLA, though, was as a young team and a lot of transfers, a lot of kind of moving parts early in this thing. They got freshmen, second year, and sophomores out there that are trying to get the job done. But I think they're at that point in the season where they're starting to gel, and it's evidenced by their 6 straight wins here. Other side of things here with Colorado, you look at what they've done on the road. They're not a great road team out there. And certainly, 1-6 on the road. They are also coming off that loss, 7-4 for UCLA at home. But, if you look at this in terms of the conference right now, UCLA is only 2 games back of the lead and Colorado's 3. So kind of a suspect situation to look at that and think, well, I can get this Colorado game on the cheap. And you look at the effectiveness across the board. UCLA, they're scoring 66.2 points a game, but it's 42% on the shooting that caught my eyes there. They're allowing 64 points, so they're starting to play some defense. They're 4th in the Pac-12 with an 8-5 record, as I mentioned. And I think there's an opportunity. They're 7-3 over their last 10 games. They're 7-4 at home this season. Lots of things going on for this UCLA team here. And I think you looked early in the season and you saw their ineffectiveness, and they were a young team and they had to get it all together. They had some transfers. They had some international guys. I think that's all behind them now, and they're looking forward to moving through this Pac-12 tournament. So you look back at Buffalo coming off that Arizona game. I always love to look and see how these teams trail and how they finish. I believe our guy Dabby Cab was on that Arizona first half. Arizona did beat them in that first half, 47-40. Then what happened in the second half? They gave the fuck up. They let up 52 points to 39 out there. They lost that game 99-79. And you tell me they gave up because they were in a look ahead for UCLA? I don't buy it. I think they were just outmatched, outgunned, and I think they're running out of gas here. I'm on this UCLA team at +2.
UCLA +2, -110, I'm assuming. Are you taking money line too?
No, I've done the calculation. I did the calculation for you guys yesterday on that one game. The cost differential here, it should be 10 cents a point. We're getting the -110 at +2, which would signify 20 cents. And they're overvaluing that money line spot for me on the UCLA thing. So by the calculations, the UCLA +2 is where the value is.
All right. There you go. Quick Mikey money math there. UCLA +2 there for you guys. By the way, you think we're going to get out of this breakdown without mentioning that you can go to this game for $3, Mikey? You think we're going to forget about that?
That's got to be the cheapest ticket in Los Angeles tonight.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely pay more for parking to get there. I know that for certain. And this game is at 8 o'clock Central, so make sure you leave 2 hours early to get there, Wine Time Sports. All right, let's move on to a game that all 3 of our cappers here are going to talk about here. Mikey's last game on the board, Utah versus USC, the last game on the card. Literally, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to try to find this game. I'm excited to hear about it, Mike, because you know what this is, Mike. It's the late night special! So, Mikey, please let us know what you have on this game. And, oh, boy, Mike, don't worry. $4 to get into this game, Mikey. Oh, man, what a time. What do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, I'm on Utah. I'm taking the points here. This USC team, definitely did not live to their expectations, and I think they are checked out. The big deal that they had going for them was they were supposed to get, little Bron there, right? Bron Jr. And you know what? I think he lacks the killer instinct here. He's got a rich pop.
Oh boy!
And I think because of that, we got this USC team in the basement, 6-5 at home on their home court, 3-10 in the conference, and we're getting this Utah team that's still kind of middling out here. They're clearly a better road team than they are, better home team than they are on the road. They're 1-5 when it comes to being on the road, but we're getting them off that L2. And anytime we can catch a 2-game losing streak and take what I think is definitely the superior team, they're going to finish this season out on the road. They got this USC game. I think they figure they got to win this one because they go to UCLA and Colorado, 3 road games to finish it off. And maybe they're thinking they're going to split those two. UCLA being on the uptick here. I like this opportunity for USC. I've tracked some of these games here. There's a posse of teams, and if you previously played, one of them being Stanford, you're 65 and 167. You're losing those games by 4 points outright here. I mentioned how bad they are in the conference. That is USC. They're last in rebounding. They're worst in 3-point defense. Those are 2 bad situations because now you're letting teams chuck up from beyond the arc. They're throwing balls wherever they want to. And then you're not getting those rebounds, which means your teams are getting second chance opportunities out there. On the flip side of things, Utah's leading in that 2-point defense. So, they're forcing you into awkward spots off your mark. They're shooting, the most threes in the conference out there as well. So you got a team that doesn't play. They're not just doesn't play well. They're worst against the three, against a team that likes to shoot threes out there. This is bad news. And when you look at USC, they're allowing 40% of the shots from the three. This game could get ugly fast, and we've already seen USC kind of roll over and die. And I think that we're going to see a little bit more of it here. It wasn't the greatest performance for this Utah team against Arizona State. We are buying them off those 2 L's in a row as well. You guys know that's a spot I like to get, but this one comes down to the scheduling matchups for me here. They got to go 2-1 in their last 3. I think USC is that one that they can bag. And then they're probably going to have to go out there and take down Colorado to finish the season because I'm sure they'll lose to UCLA. So that's kind of the situation. I love the spot here for Utah. The +2 again in the back pocket. Give me the bucket in case it does come down to that last basket type of game, which is kind of what the line signifies here. Should happen in this game. There's no way I'm getting involved with Bron Jr.'s team there. They're just not fun to watch. They just, they should be. They just don't fill any expectations out there whatsoever. And, if you gave me this ticket for free, I probably wouldn't go to
it. Well, I did fix the graphic. This is in Utah, so you're not even going to go to sunny Los Angeles for this one. You got to go into Utah for this game. But I'm excited to hear the multiple opinions on this game. We'll hear Dave and Cab talk about this game. I will say this game opened up at -1.5 for Utah. Very interestingly enough, and it has flipped to Utah or to USC being favored. And the market in this game, 85% of the bets and 81% of the money on Utah there. So I definitely have USC written down.
That's a big red flag, but I think that's I can justify it by saying that they think it's the look-ahead spot. But if you know the scheduling and what's going on in this conference here, this is not – they need this game. They can't afford to fuck around and have to go pick up 2 more on the road. Otherwise, they're going to be dogs in this division. They're going to be dogs in the conference the entire way. They're going to have to play extra games. There's way too much at stake for them to look ahead in this game here. And I'll dismiss those 2 previous losses. So that'll do it, Jose. We got ourselves a full slate of college basketball action tonight, buddy.
Yes, we do. And I was right the first time. This game is in USC, so we'll flip it right back. It's a beautiful thing how we do. Flip, flop, flip, flop. That's what we do. Flip, flop. It's a beautiful thing, Mikey. I appreciate you for joining us here. Krabby Cabby will be joining us here in a second. But, Mikey, as always, please plug all the various things you do here at Pub Sports Radio.
Yeah, man, we got all kinds of things happening with Last Call. We've got 2 days left this week. Thursday is the bridge to the weekend. So come out there, check us out, 6 p.m. My guy C-Mac will be rocking with us tonight, breaking down. We've got a big college basketball slate today, but we'll find some more opportunities. And then we've got the NBA with 3 games left before the All-Star break. So we're gonna tread lightly, as my guy Jose says, a little trepidation around the NBA card, but we're still gonna find a way to get it done tonight. Props, sides, totals, and a monster NHL slate. So a lot of the bankroll tied up here in college basketball, but we're going to go out there and get the NHL as well and make the bookies our bitches here. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Shout out all you guys in the chat. Brian Watson, Real Deal Coin, Liquor Store, Billy Friedrich. The gang is here, North Ender, representing Andrew G. And I'll see you guys at 6 p.m. tonight, man. Jose, thanks. Great job today.
Awesome. Beautiful work there. Mikey Mula there again. Join him. Last call, 6 p.m. Eastern. Beautiful thing. As always, shout out to Mikey. Let's bring on our good friend, Mr. Dabra Kadabra, to join the program now. Dabby, it's nice to see you. First of all, how was your Valentine's Day?
No, it was cool, man. I don't celebrate that shit. I don't know what you're asking me that for. Valentine's Day was cool. We won our bets. That's all that matters, man. I'm glad to see Mike was up here. What was that school? You guys were just talking about SCIU Southern.
SIU Edwardsville. Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Where is that at? Where's Edwardsville?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I see them on Mike's card, and that's how you bet them. So shout out to Mikey Mula there, -9.5 for them against Lindenwood, the mighty Lindenwood. So shout out to them. I asked you this because Cab, you're a connoisseur of steaks. I've given you one once upon a time. Mr. Saturated asked.
If we have another grill out, I'm not going to eat mushrooms so that I can enjoy the steak this time.
Okay, fair enough. I got steaks, but I was corny and I got a heart-shaped steak. And look
That's
at that.
the ugliest shit I've ever seen. What did you shit on it?
No, I just put it in the oven like the instructions told me to. So I just
Bro, there's not even any crust on that at all. I know that you didn't eat that.
I ate it all. I ate half of it,
again. What in the fuck is that? Put that back up there again.
I will. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, this is what HEB gives. They say throw it in the oven. I said throw it in the oven.
Bro, that looks like somebody shit in a pan.
It was good. It was great. And you see, what the fuck is that?
Hey, let me be clear. Jose brought the steaks. He didn't cook them because we wouldn't be eating that.
No, absolutely not. Do not let me cook the steaks.
Man, Jose did a much better job than that. Okay, gross.
See, I'm glad that we could make fun of the steaks here. I know everyone loves making fun of people cooking steaks, and I knew people would enjoy that one. All right, let's get into it here, Cabby. You've got 2 games. We've got to get to old Dave Rogers, and we've got our friend Billy Brisbane for an NBA 3-game card, which I'm excited to share the screen with Billy as always. But let's talk about what I assume is your bet. I didn't look at your tweets. I tend to stay blind, like being surprised. Okay, good. So I tend to stay surprised on these shows. So let's talk about Memphis, North Texas. You could drive an hour to get to North Texas. You could be at this game, Dabby Cab. Now that I say this, you could be at this game, Dabby Cab. And guess what? You can go to the Super Pit for only $13. Cabby, only $13 to go see this AAC clash here and 2 mid-tier teams here. What do you have to say about this game, Cabby? I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Mid-tier, yeah. I mean, they're better than SCXU Southern fucking Edwardsville or whatever the hell we were just talking about just a minute ago. I don't know if I call it mid-tier, but North Texas has been the best defensive team in the AAC this year. They're holding their opponents to 62.2 points per game. That's through 11 games. They've struggled mightily on the offensive end, though. They're only scoring 65.3 points per game. That's through conference play. Memphis, on the other side, they've been the top of the AAC. I almost fucked that up. Offensively, they're second in points per game. They're first in 3-point percentage. What they have done is they haven't played very well on the defensive end. They're giving up 78.6 points per game. And right now, Memphis, they're on the outside looking in. And this is a time of year where I really like to pay attention to what people are playing for or what's going on, like situationally. They're not in the dance right now. And I think this is a team that wants to go to the big dance. I think this is a team that can get there. But like I said, Memphis is on the outside looking in. This is just kind of like Michigan State yesterday, they're not on the outside looking in, but if they would have lost that game to Penn State, they very easily could have found themselves there. And I think this is something that teams know, coaches know, people talk about, and they want to get there. So they need to be crisp down the stretch. This win for Memphis would not mean near as much as a loss would for them. They lose this game, they're not going to the tournament. I don't think. I think it'd be a very hard route for them there. So they really need it. You know, they lost 4 straight games to end January. It was terrible. Memphis did not look good there. But they've started February with 3 straight wins. David Jones, their guard, he's on an absolute tear. He's put up 23 points in 7 of their last 9 games. David Jones is going to be the best player on the court. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He flat out is going to be the best player on the court today. You know, Quinterly, he stresses me out a little bit, and this UNT defense is going to put some pressure on him, and he's somebody that'll turn the ball over and make bad passes. But I just think Memphis needs this game too much. I think they need this. I think David Jones is going to take over, and I don't think the Mean Green's going to be able to put up enough points to win this game in the end of the day. So in order to make that late season push, I think Memphis is hungry. I'm going to take the Tigers here. I took them in the first half, plus half a point. I will probably go ahead and take them on the money line full game, but I will let you know.
All right. Beautiful. Memphis plus a half there. What juice did you get there?
Minus 110.
All right. Minus 110 for Mr. Cadabra there. All right, Davy. I like that. By the way, shout out to you for cashing yesterday. 2-0 yesterday. Very nice in the face of everyone that was against you. Very nice there.
Well, I'm
So
always
shout out to
concerned
you.
when I don't pay attention.
Fuck! JPZ's coming in. I owe a mistake. Fuck! God damn it. All right, so it'll be nice.
Hey,
to
you
see
don't want
JPZ.
that one, JP. You don't want the one Jose just showed us. I can tell you that right now.
You probably do want it. You just don't want me cooking it. You know, again, before it looked great. But yeah, shout out to you, JPZ. Damn it. I always forget that people come to Palooza and I owe a lot of people steaks. Like Daryl. I owe Daryl probably like fucking 40 steaks. And I'm just hoping that he does not remember any of it quietly. But there we go. So Cabby's on Memphis first half. He'll potentially be on the money line maybe later today. Follow him on Twitter at DabbyCab, and he'll let you know. Next game, last game for Dabby Cab. Everyone's talking about it today. So do you, Dabby. USC, Utah. Do you have any thoughts on this game? We just
The
broke
fuck
it down
did this
with Mikey
line flip?
Mulan.
That's my thoughts. Why did this line flip?
Yep.
You guys want a waffle? Because it's not a thing. I'm not really going to ever give out a waffle POD. Look, you guys can joke about it all you want, but I'm not going to coin something that I'm not betting. Okay. But this is weird as hell that this went from Utah to USC. USC is hot dog water. I've said that before. This team is just trash. And I think, and the reason I'm so harsh on them when I say how bad USC is because they have way too much talent to be this bad. They have too much talent on the court to be as shitty of a basketball team as they are. And I think they've sold it in. I mean, I think they've quit. Honestly, I would probably quit if I played for USC too. So, I mean, if I'm just being honest, so it's like there is no chance in hell that my money would go on USC. I think Utah, is in a position that, they need to keep winning. Like I said, look at what USC has done. The only team they've beaten is the worst team in the conference in Oregon State. And Oregon State might not be able to beat some high school basketball teams. So it's like, that's the only team that USC's beat. And right after beating Oregon State, they turned around and got stomped by Stanford. Then they lost to Cal, who's, a little bit above average, but not a great basketball team. They couldn't handle Oregon when they were completely disseminated with injuries. There's a storm brewing in Southern California right now. And I would not want to be a part of it. I would not want to be there. So it's Utah or pass. I haven't bet it. There's your waffle, whatever you want to call. If I do bet it, I'll post it. I got all day to look at this and decide. So if I bet it, I'll post it.
Yeah.
And now that you're getting minus a half, 1.5, that means you can get plus a half a point in the first half. Holy shit, that's tempting to take that half a point with Utah.
Damn. JPZ gets steaks on Friday on poker. Fuck. All right, JPZ. It'll be nice to see you, and I can't wait to give you your steak. Dabby, I think I'm going to be on these shit bums. Mike's on Utah, but that flip was very like indicated to me, and I think I'm going to be on USC here.
They're so bad.
Oh, man.
I cashed on them a couple times early in the season because I thought that they were going to be a good team. Like, the way I cap is just by like what I can see and tell. And I was very excited about several of these players. I actually found a way to cash on them early in the season, but I saw quickly the train wreck that was coming, and I have done nothing but fade them since. And I would not I mean, I would just pass this game before I bet on them. They're terrible, Jose.
Well, it's a good thing I don't watch these games when I bet them because I will be on USC, I think, tonight. We'll see what our last guest has to say about them. Justin Mack will be adding them, and BJ also going to be on USC Moneyline. It's going to be an interesting game, to say the least. Debbie Cab, let's bring up the steak one more time. And while you do, and while it's here, tell people when's the next time we're going to see you.
Bro, I can't think with that on my screen. There's no way that you're calling that a steak, bro. There's literally like
it was good.
You know that they're never mind, bro. You ate a steak here at my house. That was a good steak. That was a Wagyu steak.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I can't think with that. So ask me the question one more time.
When's the next time we're going to see you? And tell the people where they can find you.
Saturday. We'll be a live bet stream Saturday morning doing college basketball. Me and my guy C-Mac. But you know, Pub Sports Radio. You don't got to look hard. Pub Sports Radio. Follow on X if you want to get the added plays or anything that I tweet out, because I do give them out early there. But that's it, man. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Rick J, Andrew, real deal, man. Even our guy Mike M out there, even though he made me wait for 3 hours to get up here.
Yeah, well, don't worry, Cab. If it makes you feel better, Andrew G lost his appetite when he saw that picture.
It makes me a little bit sick. It looks like shit in a can or in 10. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It looks like you shit and then served it.
Well, let's ask our next guest about it as well. So this is going to be a recurring segment, I guess, today. Dabby Cap, it's nice to see you. Appreciate you as always, Dabby. And let's bring on our next guest. I don't get to talk to this man enough. I'm excited to share the screen with him. I'm excited for him to come to Palooza as well. It's David Rogers, a.k.a. Picks from Dave. Hello, David. How are you?
What's up, Jose? How we doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I also, we talked earlier today. We learned that your last 4 numbers of your phone number are my last 4 numbers on my Social Security. So essentially, I think we're brothers at this point.
Yeah, well, we could say that for other reasons too. But did you see my response? I said I already knew
the way
that.
we look.
Well, yeah, that too. That too,
yeah.
And our heritage and everything. But
Yes.
you know, I went to the phone store and I said, this is this guy. This is years ago. This is my kindred spirit.
Sure.
These are the last 4 of his social. Fucking figure it out and give me a number that has these numbers in it. So they did.
Yeah, I understand that completely. And my sister did the same thing, except she did it with a Boston area code for me and gave herself a New York area code. So It's a great time. But
Cool.
David, before we start this here, I want your opinion on this picture. This is my Valentine's Day, and everyone's shitting all over this steak. What do you think about it?
Well, if you can't sear a steak, you can put it in the oven afterwards. You got problems. It probably tasted okay. The thing that it looks like to me is that's probably butter that got burned on top or some kind of cream. It looks like bird turd. It looks like bird shit.
Fair bird shit. It might be. Who knows? It tasted great. It
probably is fine. I mean, I know Cab's a steak snob, and actually so am I. I would never just throw a steak in the oven without searing it first, but it probably tasted okay. I mean, you know.
I don't even know what searing a steak means, so that's how you know
Okay.
I am an excellent chef.
Okay.
All right, let's get into these games here. I'm excited to talk about these games. Dave, you always bring a West Coast feel to these basketball games, so I'm excited to talk about them. I abbreviated this next game Dick Long because we're talking about Fairleigh Dickinson versus LIU, aka Long Island here. Fairleigh Dickinson, you know, a tournament mainstay in my head. I feel like they're in the tournament every other year almost now. But excited to hear you talk about these teams here, Dave. What do you think about this game?
Well, this game is a game of specific spots. So, for instance, I'm going to say FDU to keep not having to keep saying Fairleigh Dickinson. But FDU, they're only 6-6 ATS as an away team, but they're 4-0 as an away fave. So, in this specific spot, they've done well against the spread. And the Sharks of LIU, they're 5-2 ATS at home, so they've been covering at home. But as a home dog, they're only 3-2, so they play better as the home favorite, obviously. And so in each respective position in this game, it's capped appropriately in my position. But really, this game comes down to one thing, and I could break down their defenses, their stats. A lot of them are the same, The one that isn't the same is offense. LIU scores 65.9 points per game. That's 320th out of 362 schools. Absolute dog crap. While FDU scores 73.5 points per game, 157. That's slightly above average. I don't think LIU has the offense to keep up with Fairleigh Dickinson. So I'm taking FDU and laying the points. It actually went a half point up. I took it and posted it last night, but I'll take it. Whatever the odds are now, whatever the best odds, we're going to take FDU laying the points on the road in New York.
All right, beautiful. Well, how about I can give you a 4.5 minus 115. Is that all right?
I think you can still get a 4. Are you looking at Bet Rivers?
Oh.
I think has a 4. Let me pull it up one more time.
Dave.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Pull it up for me. Let me know.
I will.
While you do that, Dave, I'll mention the market here real quick, and we'll move on here from the Dick spot here. Fairleigh Dickinson, this market here, pretty even, 58% of the bets, 52% of the money on Long Island here for that day. Excited to hear all these games here as well, because Dabby Cab also, on top of being a steak snob, he's a conference snob as well, and he'd never dive deep into this.
No, when he asked where Edwardsville was, we all know this. If it's not in the top 25, he doesn't bet it. But he is a master at the larger schools. But we can get a 4 at Bet Rivers, so at minus 110. So I'd like -4, minus 110. Bet Rivers, FDU. Let's go Knights.
Awesome.
Shark Killers.
All right, let's go Knights. Let's move on here. I almost sounded Italian there. I almost went to full Mario and said, let's go to Wagner, St. Francis, PA. I'm still shocked that there's 2 St. Francis's. I almost forgot. I mean, who am I, Dave? I can't not tell the people. By the way, it looks like you can get into the Long Island game for free because there's no ticket information. So shout out to that. Good job there. But let me tell you here, Dave, we're talking Wagner, St. Francis, PA. Oh, my goodness. I didn't bring up the ticket information. Who am I? How much money to get in this game, people? Someone let us know. But I'm excited to hear you talk about this game here, Dave, because I'll bring up the market real quick. Interestingly enough, only 400 bets and not even a smidge of information from the Action Network. They're just telling you, if you're betting this game, fuck off. So, Dave, tell us, what do you have on this game?
Yeah, it takes us deep divers to get into this. And by the way, there are 2 St. Francis's, but St. Francis Brooklyn no longer has a Division I sports program at all. They got rid of it this year. Just if you didn't already know, and it actually makes it easy. Now we don't have to put a BK or a PA behind it. Either way, St. Francis. I think Troy Torrance played football there. I think he did. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Either way, neither of these teams are good on offense. They're bad. 61.9 points for Wagner, 354 in the country. That's at the ass end of the line. And then 63.9 for St. Francis, 346, again, just a little bit further up on the ass end. And the pace of play, which is measured in possessions per game, is slow for these teams. St. Francis is 284 and Wagner's 359. 4th slowest team pace of play. But the last 10 games haven't showed unders. They've showed overs. Both teams 8-2 to the over the last 2 games. And the last meeting between this team this year hit 127. We're at 126 right now. It hit 127, and that was with St. Francis only scoring 56 points and shooting 37 from the field and 27% from 3. So St. Francis is, if they progress back to the mean, we're going to get over this 127. I know usually with low totals, the logic non-sports betting way is, bet the over. Usually I bet the under on lower totals. They're telling you something. Not on this one. I think it squeaks over. I'm on the over. Wagner, St. Francis, 126.
Oh, you're on the over here. Very interestingly enough there. Market in the over and under in this game. 75% of the bets, 73% of the money on the under in this game, and yet it looks like it has popped up a little bit, so that's always a nice sign to see here. Let us pull up where this opened up. Yeah, I got 125.5 and actually gone down about a half point. So, with all that money on one side, you would think there'd be more movement, but nope, it's been pretty stagnant there. So you've got the over 127, you said there?
126.
All right, 126. Beautiful.
Let's just make sure that
there.
we're not cheating anyone here. That's what I bet last night.
You're not fucking you.
Yeah.
I actually can get you a 125 minus 115 now if you want.
That's good. Take it. Let's go. I'll pay a little juice. Let's go with it.
All right, 125 minus 115. There, Dave, we're making great time. It's lovely to see you. Thanks everyone in the chat as well. Saturated. I was indeed the main course for Valentine's Day. Thank you for saying that. Morehead State versus Little Rock here. Again, digging deep into the shit for this game, and we love to see it here. Dave, I'm going to give you great news here.
Yes.
If you go to Jack Stevens Center in Little Rock, Arkansas, you can get into this game for only $15, Dave. $15 to get into this game. Why wouldn't you go to this game? What a great matchup. Morehead State, the class of this conference, but only 3-point favorites on the road, Dave. Very interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, it blows me away that the Galen Center and Pauley Pavilion, two of the nicer places to watch a game, are $3 and $5 in LA. Yeah. And then in Little Rock, first of all, I've driven through Arkansas. You couldn't pay me money to go back to Arkansas unless I was, I guess, to go fishing or something in the wilderness, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to watch this game, but I am going to bet it because I found an edge. We've got Morehead, by the way, it's Valentine's Day. You talked about you being a meal or a snack or whatever. So we got to do the obligatory, who doesn't love Morehead? Okay, there we go. It's done. Morehead, 71.5 points per game, slightly below average. Great defensive team, though. Gives up less than 66 points. That's top 30 in the country. That's high. That's up there with the top schools. And they're very slow-paced, 331st as far as pace of play. And Little Rock, they actually score 77.4 points per game, 62nd in the country, and they give up 75, so their defense isn't as good. And by the way, Little Rock plays as a fast-paced team, 63rd in the country. So all of that kind of shows, hey, we should be thinking about an over or points, at least on the Arkansas side. But in their last 5 games, they've only scored 68 points per game. And with a Loctite defense like Morehead, I don't think that changes. In fact, Little Rock has played 6 straight games to the under, and 7 of the last 9 for Morehead have gone under. This is trending under, even with a team like Little Rock that plays fast and can score. So I'm on the under. Give me the best number you got. Morehead, Little Rock. Let's go. $15 fucking dollars. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, Pauley Pavilion, for the poors over there in Los Angeles. 50% of the bets and 71% of the money on the under in this game. So Sharps like it with you here, Dave. So I like that sign for you here as well. Morehead, this game opened up at 142, and it has dropped down to 141, and some 141s and a half. 140s are starting to pop up here. So I can get you an under 141 minus 110. Is that all right?
That's perfect. Let's go.
All right. Under 141 minus 110 for Mr. David Rogers. Let's talk about one of Dave's favorite teams. I feel like every time you're on here, Dave, we're talking about the Rainbow Warriors, how Hawaii here on the mainland against Cal Poly here. First of all, I'm jealous at the fact that you guys can go to Hawaii for like $20.
No, it ain't $20.
Let's just go to Hawaii.
But so this is the difference. So like, it's about the time. It takes 4.5 or 5 hours to get there. For like East Coasters or anyone in the middle country, it's 8 to 10 hours or more. But it's the same way to like for people in New York that want to go to England. It's just a 4-hour flight. It ain't cheap though. Nothing in Hawaii is cheap to get there, to be there. And by the way, if you're going to where this island, Oahu, most of this island is poor and like riddled with like drugs and shit. So if you're going to Hawaii, Oahu, go to the North Shore, go to Maui, go somewhere else. It's not as nice as you think.
Well, that sounds like a lovely time here with all the riddled places here. But let me tell you, compared to UCLA, you're going to have to pay an arm and a fucking leg to get into this building. $19 to get to the Robert A. Mott Center, Athletics Center to be specific here, Dave. So you're paying an arm and a leg here, and Cal Poly sucks balls this year. 0-13 in the conference, 4-21 overall. Shout out to Detroit Mercy for quietly cashing a bet for me last night. But what do we have here, Dave? Hawaii, I mean, it feels like this is their spot, but 8.5 points is a lot, especially on the road and travel, et cetera, et cetera. What do you have?
Well, we'll start with Cal Poly. By the way, there are other Cal Polys. People don't know this, but either way, this one's in San Luis Obispo. It's actually kind of a neat school. They have a bar there. It used to be, but it was well, actually, I still think they have it. They might not do the same deal, but it was a beer pong tournament. And if you won beer pong for the tournament, and there were hundreds or maybe thousands of people that played it, you got 50-cent beers for the rest of your life. It's absolutely a fun place to go to, but it's not fun. And I don't know why you'd pay $19 to go watch this team because they are bad. 4-21 overall, 0-13 in conference. So subsequently on a 13-game losing streak, but just absolutely bad. Bad on offense, 62 points per game, bad rebounding, bad turnovers. They're just bad. And Hawaii, I mean, they're 14-11, which is over 500. You know, they're happily mediocre, 6-7 in conference. Statistics average to slightly below average, so they're not horrible. But are we trusting, and this is this common thing with the football and the basketball, are we trusting the Rainbow Warriors away from the island? Are we trusting the Rainbow Warriors with 8.5 points to cover off the island? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 2-4 straight up off the island. 2-4 ATS off the island. 8-15 ATS in general on the season. Only 8-7 as a fave in general. 5-8 in conference. Their numbers and their trends are not strong enough to cover this. And if you have to go to Cal Poly, they're 5-5 at home. They're a bad cover team, but at least one of their best statistics is a coin flip. And 3 of the 4 games they've won are at home too. So it's not a sexy pick, but we're going to go bang, bang, Mustang gang. Cal Poly slow to cover the spread. Shout out my boy, Cal Poly slow alumni, Logan Nix. Go Mustangs.
So we're on Cal Poly here tonight, Davey. Very interestingly enough. So 8.5 here for, let's double check that. I'm going to look real quick. So I'm going to assume it's 8.5. I'm on totals still, but wow, I'm excited. I want to go up the pike and just hit up all these games now. I mean, our guy Julian Cesaro dropped that Fullerton against Riverside tonight. Only $15.
Is it in Riverside or is it at Fullerton, Julian? If you can ask, I can ask.
No, maybe you guys are going to meet up. Plus what? Plus 8.5 at -108.
Well, I'm too far, but that's I used to live right by Cal State Fullerton, so it's close to my heart. Anyways.
All right, beautiful. All right, last game, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I'm being polite, and I have not mentioned that you got to experience the full Jose Bouquet break your heart on camera this past weekend. I'm glad that you're recovering well from the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk about now one of your other favorite squads, USC versus Utah here. And we had to be against each other on the Super Bowl, Dave. I didn't want to. It hurt my heart. But now I want to be on the same side as you, Dave. I want to be on USC. I want to take the Trojans. I want to take Bronny James and company. The line has flipped. Dabby kind of likes USC, but he's waffling as always. Mikey's on Utah. What do you have to say about this game?
Well, in all fairness, I didn't take the Niners until I took them live at 1:30 when they were driving down the field. So I didn't have them pre-flop. I was scared. But we're going to be on the opposite side again in this game.
No!
I'm a USC alum. Here's the deal. Mike read all the trends off. I have a bunch of trends. He took all of them. The only one he didn't read off is their 2-8, their last 10. We're talking about just absolutely shitty ass against the spread. Now, by the way, the Utes, 1-5 ATS away, 1-3 as away underdog. So that's not good either. But here's the deal. And Cab said it. This USC team has Collier, which is probably going to the NBA, has Bronny, has Rodman's kid on it, has Booger Ellis, we're going to call him now, Boogie Ellis, who's played for 5 or 6 years, plays at Memphis. Way too much talent to be this bad. I don't need to even say much more except for that they need to be publicly shamed. I mean, this team is a big, stinky pile of Los Angeles flaxseed and chia seed riddled shit. That's about as good as we can say. And as Billy Briz, I don't know if he's back there, but you know how he mispronounces everything, but he's been on what he calls the oots. So he's been saying the oots are on fire. The oots are on fire. They don't even need to be on fire. They can be very, very cool and smoke this USC team. So we're on Utah. I mean, I'll take the points. I don't need, an extra 10 cents for the money line, but yeah. Oots.
Yeah, well, plus 2 here for Utah now, minus 108. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right, beautiful. Well, fuck me, I guess. I'm going to sit here and ponder my life decisions and decide if I'm going to be on USC. I don't watch any of these college basketball games that I bet on, and it makes it a little more palatable to stand. But I cannot wait. Dave, I appreciate you joining the program as always. Thank you for your brisk pace. Where can the people find you at?
Yep. So I have a YouTube channel as well. It's a little smaller, but we do some live shows and kind of fill in the gaps when other channels aren't doing it. We do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. We call it Nerd Talk. You'll see a lot of the guys that are on panel and pub on there. We need to get you on there, Jose, one of these times. I know you're a busy guy. Just come on and say hi. But in a lot of the chat, you guys are already there. We have a good time. We give up. It's just like a live stream that's on here. It's Wednesday through Friday night. And I'm also on Twitter, and I'll be here every Thursday. And then every time there's a live stream. So.
Yes, and I'm very available right now, Dave. So let me know. And until baseball season starts, I am available. So let me know, Dave. I'll gladly join you anytime. It's always nice talking to you, Mr. Dave Rogers. It's nice to see you, Dave. Appreciate you. And we move on to the NBA. There's only 3 games left. The All-Star break is here, but God damn it, at least we've got our next guest to come on the program. Now, admittedly, when I saw Ursher come on screen, there's only one human I thought of the entire time, and it was Mr. Billy Brisbane coming on to the program. Billy, how was your Super Bowl? And, I guess it didn't go exactly how you wanted, but did you enjoy the halftime show?
I was pissed about the halftime show. It was like some random ass song at like 16-1 odds. But to be honest with you, I feel like I made more money watching the Super Bowl than actually betting on the game itself. Once I saw James Harden with Michael Rubin in the stands, and James Harden was fucked up, and I looked, when do the fucking Clippers play again? My man James Harden played the day after the Super Bowl, and come on, man, how you playing an NBA game post Super Bowl hangover? Did you see the celebs at that party, at the Fanatics party? No way he was incoherent. So that's where I made my money on the Super Bowl.
Well, shout out to you there. I did hear that Harden was out there, so that's hilarious to see. But let's talk about these 3 games. Not much to say about them, honestly. We've got a makeup game and 2 shit bums. So let's talk Bucks Grizzlies to start this off, Billy. I know you give us the props at the very least, so we can be assured that you might not be on Bucks minus 11.5 here on the road against the Grizzlies on the day before the All-Star break. But, I mean, come on. Like, it's 73% of the bets, 74% of the money on the Bucks here. And I'm going to check about where this line opened up, because according to Action, this opened up at 9.5 and has popped up to an 11.5. I don't trust Action. Yeah, I would say I don't trust Action's openers all that much. I'm seeing it opened up at 10, but still, it's still opened up at 10. It's gone up all the way up to 11.5, going up to 12. Is this just the Memphis Grizzlies saying, fuck this, 1, 2, 3, all-star break here, Billy? What do you think?
However it goes, God bless, but we're going a little degen style, man. We've been cashing on these first quarter props on player rotations where it's usually like the star player of a team plays 10 out of 12 minutes of a first quarter. Last night we bet Jalen Brunson over 7.5 points in the first quarter. And it may feel like a lot, but Jose, no bullshit. He didn't even shoot the ball in the first 2 minutes. came down, hit a fast break layup, shot 2 threes, and I cashed a prop in like 40 seconds. So we're going back to the well here for this one. And we're going to go with the Memphis Grizzly guy, Vince Williams, over 2.5 first quarter points at -154. He's the second option on the team right now. He's averaging 10.6 field goal attempts per game, and he's playing 10 out of 12 of the minutes in the first quarter. And the Bucks have struggled versus guard. Dude, Duncan Robinson just had 23 points against him. Luka Doncic had 40 against him. Like, the Bucks are not guarding guards well right now. It could be due to Doc Rivers, them adjusting to his system and stuff like that. It's going to take some time for the Bucks. The Bucks are probably going to be a bet on team after the All-Star break. Going into the All-Star break, we're going to take advantage of them, man. They're one of the worst teams in the NBA off the dribble handoff threes. I think Vince Williams is going to have about 6 to 8 points at the end of the first quarter. So the 2.5 is too small. If you want to go with the full game, if you never bet a first quarter prop before, if you want to bet his full game over on his points, go ahead. But we're going with Vince Williams over 2.5 first quarter points. Last 15 games, he's been averaging 16.1 per game. Memphis is on a second half of a back-to-back. He's the second biggest usage option on that team. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to have to deal with some tall guys down low. I think Vince Williams is going to get a nice little drive into the lane, a three-pointer, and we're going to be looking like, damn, why did I put more money on that prop?
What juice did you get that at?
-154 on FanDuel. Over 2.5 first
All right,
quarter.
beautiful.
So basically, he just
that
needs to score.
Shockingly low. Yeah, he just hit a 3.
You just got to score twice in 10 minutes. If you don't score twice, as the second option for the Grizzlies, man. I mean, did you watch that game the other night? The Bucks getting fucking fried by Duncan Robinson. They've been getting torched by guards, dude. It's been bad for the Bucks defensively. So we're gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, it helps. You know, Billy, if I were the Bucks, I would try to trade for, you know, some sort of all-star, really good defensive guard, you know, maybe can handle a little bit. I don't know. Maybe a guy like Drew Holiday. I don't know. Fucking idiots. The Bucks are so stupid, but I agree. Troy Torrance is screaming from the rooftops under 223, and I'm going to bet that, Troy, because you've said it. I'm going to bet Troy under 223 there. That's Troy database play of the day right there for me there. But yeah, I'm on that now. I'm going to be on that.
Is how the fuck did that game go over yesterday? The Rockets and Memphis Grizzlies is at a 218 total, and that total was nowhere close to being correct. The final score was 121 to 113. To be honest with you, I'm not looking to bet unders on the day before the All-Star break because a lot of these teams are just not going to play defense.
Who plays defense? All right, fair enough. I'm going to be interested to see what this game is. Maybe I'll watch an NBA game for the first time in quite a while.
You're going to watch
next game, the makeup game. Yeah, I was about to say, if I'm going to watch it, it might be this game. Warriors, Jazz here. Makeup game for the game canceled after the death of the coach for the Warriors there. You know, I don't think anything will have to do anything with it. But it's interesting. We talked to Dutch yesterday, and he mentioned that the Warriors, they basically already had an all-star break. They had like a 1-2 week break after the death of their coach. So they're pretty fresh and ready to go. You know, it's interesting. I've heard people saying like Draymond looks more athletic. You know, obviously it didn't, you know, has not changed as a human being. Still that asshole he is out there, which is probably good for the Warriors. And the Warriors are kind of rounding into form here, which is kind of why I was surprised to see them only being 1.5 point favorites. But again, I just feel like you can always chalk all this stuff up to, well, it's the last game before the playoff or before the All-Star break. So it's interesting. 78% of the bets and 73% of the money on the Warriors. Not a good sign if you want to bet the Warriors. For me personally, at least for this line, has moved from 1 to 1.5 to popping up to some 2s now. But you know, conventional wisdom says bet the Warriors here, but I feel like this might be one of those Admiral Akbar traps here.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a Vegas trap spot. Out of the card today, you have 2 big favorites and then one line that's basically like a pick 'em. And people are betting the favorite on it. mean, Utah's one of the best home teams in the NBA, but I will say, man, they got significantly worse out of that trade deadline. Like, usually you say, like, teams get better from the trade deadline, but Utah got a lot worse from the trade deadline. Some of the guys that they got rid of, Von Tecchio and Kelly Olynyk, were big bench core pieces for him. They're kind of more faith in the young guys. You see Keontae George now solidified as a starting point guard in the rotation. Long story short, sketchy game. I like the over 239.5. The Warriors, since Draymond's came back, they've been rated the #1 defensive team in the NBA. There's no fucking way that's going to stick for the next couple of weeks. I think some of their I think some of their defensive numbers are due to regress. If you watch some of that game last night against the Clippers put up 130 points. Paul George fouled out with 4 minutes left in the game. Kawhi Leonard didn't even play in the game. How the fuck did the Clippers put up 130 clip on them? Second night of a back-to-back for both teams. Last game before the All-Star break. It's a makeup game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of defense played in this one. Give me the over 239.5, and I think Utah pulls this one out.
239.5 there for Billy. These NBA totals are so fucking high now. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But they hit. So, 239 there for Billy. Did you get minus 110?
Yeah, it was minus 110 on FanDuel.
All right, minus 110 there for Billy on the over. I think I'm going to be on the Utah Jazz here. As disgusting as it sounds and feels, I think I'm going to be on them here. I'm going to take the +2. Bovada has +2, +105 right now here. So that's nice there. So we'll take that +2, +105. Yeah, I honestly probably should wait because, like I said, this line has kept going. 1, 2.5. Now the 2s are coming up. So you're right about that. I should probably wait, but I will write that down for now. And hopefully we can keep getting better lines. Everyone just keep betting the Warriors. Bet the Warriors, everyone. There's 3 games on the card, and like Billy said, there's only one team that's a close favorite. Just bet it, please. And it's a road favorite. I'll take the home dog every time. So I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Last game on our card here. Let's send these teams off into the All-Star break, right? Minnesota Timberwolves, Portland Trailblazers. Now, of all of the games we talked about for, I'd say there's 2 games really with the big underdog. This is 100% the game where I could see the Trailblazers beating the Wolves because the Wolves are just like, who the fuck cares? We're a young squad. We don't care. And, it's obvious.
These 2 teams played a couple days ago, and Anthony Edwards walked into 43 points. It was crazy. It was the total.
Well, that's not surprising.
The total went down. The total opened up at basically the total went down 4.5, 5 points from where it opened at. And the only reason why it soared over is because Anthony Edwards was just he was just walking in the 3-pointers. They just weren't playing defense. And maybe it's one of those. We always talk about the good teams wanting to go into the All-Star break. What about the bad teams going into the All-Star break? I bet you these people that played on the Portland Trailblazers want to get the fuck out of Portland for the weekend. But I'll give you a proposition. Instead of talking about this trash-ass basketball game, let's talk about some college basketball, man. I got some college basketball spots today. UTEP plays Western Kentucky. I like Western Kentucky today. UTEP's been awful on the road. They're 1-6 straight up on the road this year. Their totals in their road games in their last 4, 56, 54, 68, which is pretty good, and 53. Western Kentucky's one of the best home teams in the country. 10-1 straight up at home this season. They're about to smash in that spot. And then another one I like is Troy University. They're playing Arkansas State. Arkansas State in the Sun Belt. They're a good offensive team, but their defense fucking sucks, bro. They're nearly giving up 80 points per game this year. Bro, that's wild for a college basketball team. 1-4 on the road.
That is crazy.
And the over has hit 8 straight times in their games. They're playing Troy. Scott Cross is one of the best coaches in the country. He's been smashing at home this year. They're 14-1 straight up at home this year. Their last home loss was November the 11th. So it's been a while since Troy's lost a home game. Smash bot. And then Sam Houston State, they're playing FIU. FIU fucking sucks. I don't know how they beat them the first time, but they beat them the first time about a week ago, which kind of bodes well for us, even a little bit better. Sam Houston State's like at the top of that conference. They're kind of boding for some seeding position there, and I always like the flip-flop conference spots. And then last one of the day I'll give you is a dog. The Utes. The Utes are on fire, baby. They're about to smash USC, man. Fuck out of here. These Trojan pussies. You think they're worried about playing basketball on a Friday night, or you think they're worried about which Tinder girl they're gonna fuck in their DM tonight? The Utes have lost 4 out of their last 5. They need a W. They went from being part of the first 4 in to being now part of the first 4 out after dropping their last 2 home games. They kind of got fucked in that Arizona game. The game went into triple overtime. They played 48 hours later. They just didn't have the legs for it. A couple days of rest now. They got a week's worth of rest. They're about to smash USC, man. USC sucks.
All right, beautiful. Well, with 3 of you guys being on USC now, or Utah, I should say, I'm not going to be on USC. So I'm going to just wipe my hands and I'll stay off that game now. But you, Mike, and Dave all on Utah tonight. So
They got that
you guys
shit.
are in
They
good
know
company.
about my Utes, baby. The Utes have been cashing tickets for us when everybody was betting. You know, the Utes are one of those teams, though. You got to be careful about their closing line value if it goes the other way. Because that Arizona game, everybody had that 5.5. But if you got that open number at 6 or 6.5, you pushed or you won. And a lot of people were pissed about the Arizona game. But Utah Utes are one of those teams I've been betting on all year. And I'm betting on them again. Now we're getting plus money on them. USC, if you want to have fun in that game and you don't want to bet the Utes, I'd probably just bet Bronny James over 4.5, 5.5 points. I mean, how wrong can you be?
Damn, that's hilarious that his points would be that low. That would be so funny. All right,
We
well,
were
beautiful
talking about
work
it
there,
in
Billy.
USC's last game, and it was like 5.5 at -125, and he had 8. It was a smash.
Wow. That's nuts. 5 points. You can't give me fucking 6 points, Bronny? That'd be crazy. Yeah, I like that look. I like that look there, Billy. That's funny. So, all right. Well, Billy, yeah, it's a great job, and thank you for jumping in for the NBA with us. You know, short card, obviously, but obviously still money to be made. So we appreciate you for joining us. When's the next time we can see you here?
Yeah, we're going to be going live this weekend. We got NCAA basketball stream with C-Mac and Dabby Cab that goes right into the UFC card. Well, not this week. UFC card. Alexander Volkanovski, Ilya Taporia. It's going down in Anaheim, California. Ain't nobody giving a fuck about the Angels playing because there's fights going on this weekend, baby.
All right. Well, beautiful. And don't forget everyone to sign up for that UFC contest. Mikey Money won it last time, right?
Yeah, shouts to Mike M. Won the first time.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Money for winning the USC contest. Billy, thank you so much for joining us. Follow him on Twitter at @GettingBills_ there on X. We appreciate you, Billy. Thank you as always. Thanks everyone, as always, for joining us here on the lovely Thursday edition of Betting with Bouquet. We'll see if Jimmy's here tomorrow. I believe he will be here tomorrow. So don't you guys worry. My reign of terror has ended, and we've all gotten through it together. So we appreciate you guys all for joining us. Shout out to you guys. Lucas Ryan, big shout out to Lucas Ryan for surviving Valentine's Day and first day of a new job, my man. So shout out to you. Glad to see you're in the new office. Hope that goes well for you guys as well. In Nassine, yes, horseless today. Tomorrow, though, the horses will run. It'll be an early running of the horses tomorrow. And we'll let everyone know that now. An early running of the horses tomorrow. So, excuse me. It won't be at the end of the show. It'll be at the beginning of the show tomorrow. So just let everyone know there. Again, horses, beginning of the show tomorrow. Billy, Coin, The Juice, Bo Jackson, Nick Kerr. Shout out to Nick Kerr Red Sox there. The Juice, EQ, Perky Bump Sanderson, Troy. By the way, Troy, I had Golden State opening up at 1-point favorites today. It's very interesting that your book that you track had that as Jazz. What I was looking at, I saw Golden State -1 was the one that I saw for most places, but let me know. As always, we'll talk about that later. And again, Troy, public telling you I want you for baseball, so I can't wait for that. BJ in here as well. He likes Rutgers in here, and he dropped some other plays in here as well, likes USC. But damn, everyone against the USC today. BJ, I do like him though. I do like him. Let's recap action real quick before we move on or we get out of here. I'm going to do it in a different way here. So let's try to get this all done. So NHL, Gokster on the under 6.5 -120. Real Deal Prime dropped Sabres money line in that game as well. Rocco Rogers dropped the Leafs -1 -106 earlier today. Gokster on both teams to score first period +130 and Ducks Senators. And he's an Ottawa money line and the over 5.5 +120 there. Avalanche Lightning, Goksters on the Lightning -108. Ron Crawford likes the Lightning there as well. And his other spreadsheet play in basketball was Troy there as well. So shout out to Troy Torrance there as well. All right, we've got Kings game here. I have Kings first period and full game money lines along with Gokster there as well. Gokster has no goal first 9 minutes and 30 seconds in Stars Predators +120 there. He also has both teams to score first period +150 as well in Red Wings versus Canucks. Rocco Rogers gave us the over in that game, and Kenny Can likes the both teams to score in that one as well. College basketball, Mike gave us the under 156.5 in the Binghamton UMBC game, -110. Billy Friedrich likes the over in North Carolina Wilmington. Mike, he said he actually is the best over of the day, so it's going to be fun when Billy Friedrich rubs in our faces when me and Mike are both on the under 140, -110 there. Mike also on SMU -2.5, -105. Drexler first half -2, -105. Full game -3.5, -108. He's on New Mexico State +3, -110, and New Mexico State money line +130. I'm going to be on the over 134 in that game there. Southern Miss, UL Monroe. Mike is on Southern Miss -7.5, -105. Mike is on Western Illinois double up there. First half -105, -108. Western Illinois is -3, -108 there. Billy Friedrich also dropped the over 127 in that game. Mike on SIU Edwardsville -8.5, -9.5, -110. Justin McElvey dropped the under in that game, by the way, and Lucas Ryan dropping his pod. Blues Oilers over 6.5 there as well. I like that look there. Shout out to you there. By the way, Benny 1 dropped Washington for his spreadsheet play of the day. Caddy Daddy dropped some three matchups there for the golf tournament happening this weekend. Hovland, Taylor, Burns, Harmon, all you guys, you can see that on screen right there. UPK Alosh dropped his action as well on screen there. Smooth ball play of the day, Western Kentucky -6. Billy Brisbane also like that. And Stacks play of the day was Vermont there as well, -8.5 there. Shots you, Justin Coat Minton dropped his action here as well. So thank you guys as always for dropping your action. We appreciate that as always when you guys do. Continuing on here, Mike bet UCLA +2. Mike is on Utah +2 as well. Cab, he came on, gave us Memphis first half +0.5, -110. -110. And Memphis money line is a question mark for him right now. Follow him on Twitter @DabbyCab, and you'll see what he's officially on. For Dave Rogers, we just saw him. Dave on Fairleigh Dickinson -4, -110. The over 125, -115 in Wagner St. Francis. He's on the under in Morehead State, Arkansas Little Rock, under 141, -110. Dave is on Cal Poly +8.5, -108. And he is also on Utah +2 at -108 there. Billy Brisbane, his action here. Only had 2 NBA plays for us here. Vince Williams, first quarter points over 2.5 there at -154. I'm going to be on the under 223 in that Bucks Grizzly game. Shout out to you, Troy Torrance. Philly Brisbane is on the over 239.5 in the Jazz game, minus 110. I like the Jazz +2 at +105 there. I think I'm going to move on that as well. And I think that will be 4 bets for me here officially. So Jazz, I need to find it again. The over 134 in Middle Tennessee, New Mexico State. The under in North Carolina A&T, and I will be taking the Kings first period and full game there. And that concludes our action. Oh, real quick, of course, Philly's last college looks, Western Kentucky, Troy, and he's on Utah as well. All right, that concludes it. We are done here officially. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, sticking with me through the technical difficulties to start the show as well. Feels like forever ago, but yes, thank you guys for sticking in, joining us over here. We appreciate it. Wine Time, Dabby, Lucas, Billy, all you guys. It's a great time. We appreciate you guys coming in here. Again, join us here. Pubblepalooza, third weekend in March. It's a big time for us. Everyone gets together. It's just a whole lot of fun. And it's fun. A lot of people are doing it a variety of ways. Some people are staying at hotels. Some people are Airbnb-ing. Our guy Sean is booking his flight there and isn't going to book his return flight until like day of. So, there's a lot of different ways that people are doing it, and we appreciate you guys, anyone that's getting out here. Oh, I need to tell Dave Rogers that ECU plays UTSA in baseball that weekend as well, and the Earl brothers aren't coming. We need to get them to open up their empty wallets and get their college funds out and get them over to Pubblepalooza as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, Nasty Nate's going to be here for a long ass time. So if you want to come in, join us the whole week. It's going to be a lot of fun. People start coming in on that 20th, and then the real fun starts on that Thursday, 21st, when the first day of college basketball happens. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So thanks everyone for watching. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.